Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Black Sheep Perspective. Today is Thursday. I do not know the date. Let me check that date because that's kind of important. August 27th. One of the best news that I got today was that we're going to reopen the 50% thingamajigger for the restaurants and all that stuff. God damn it, it's about time. Jimenez, you prick, bastard, mayor, fucker, you. Sorry to start off the podcast like this, but to make us all go through this for no reason, it was just too extra. But anyways, the other good news that I have today is the guest that I have here today, man. I really have not had a guest like this man yet to date, and I just love this. Is one of the beauties about the podcast that I get to be introduced by other people or through sheer coincidence or who knows manifestation. I get to meet unique people of all kinds who all have different stories, and I get to learn, and I get to help expose what it is that I'm learning and expose them to all the fans and people listening. And everybody out there, I want to introduce Demi, a.k.a. Demetrius, but we call him Demi. Demi Woody. Demi, welcome to the show, my brother.
What's good, man? How you feeling today?
I'm good, brother. Salute.
Oh, man.
Great to have you on. We're over here sipping on that Cavassier VSOP.
Yeah, that's how we do.
Demi, big shout out to a brother of ours, Yuli, the monster. He's one of the big reasons that we're here today. Yuli knows my mission with the podcast, and he knows me so well. And we have so many great things to say about that brother as well.
That's right. Great guy.
So he brought you up to my attention immediately, told me all about you. He put us on the text. We immediately set up a lunch date. Kicked off, I was like, we need to do this right away. I can't have you getting hit by no car, no meteor, no nothing. So shout out to Yuli for that. Give us a little background on how you are connected to Yuli, and then we'll just go from there and let people know, a little bit about you and your story, and we're just gonna go take off from there.
So I cut into Yuli in the late 90s. Pitbull and Yuli are like brothers. They're like little brothers to me. So I've known Yuli for like over 2 decades.
Wow, okay. And then you were working with Pitbull, or you just knew Pitbull before as a youngster?
So we'll get into that a little bit later. We're just gonna keep it on Yuli right now.
Okay.
But that's where the relationship was formed. Through Pitbull, I met Yuli. Couldn't met a better person through him.
Right.
Honestly, those guys have been through a lot together, and they still going through a lot together. But great guy, and I'm glad that he introduced us because I found out a lot about you as well. You know what I mean?
Right.
Beautiful knowing you as well.
It's great, and I appreciate it. Thank you, man. It's great when there's a I don't want to say that he has to be the center of it all, but it's great when there's a certain common denominator that keeps bringing good people together.
It's the energy, man.
And it definitely.
You put it out there in the universe, and it'll come to you.
Yes.
So be careful about what you say. I'm a son of a so-and-so. Well, maybe you are. But I'm a great person. Maybe you are that too.
Which one do you believe? Sometimes people need to convince themselves.
Yeah.
And that's why they say certain things that they do say, or they reach out for others. Something that I was telling my mom, we had lunch not too long ago, and I always have great conversations with my mom. And we were basically talking about how much we've learned in the last 3 or 4 years, just in the last 3 or 4 years. And I told her, man, Mom, one of the biggest things that I've now learned that I'm trying to apply more and more and more is, and when you and I talk heavily about this, we didn't go into this realm, but the topic itself is wasting time. Time, because you can never get that back.
That's the worst.
And we're obviously going to get into how much time we've wasted and lost and that we cannot get back. But I told her that what I was referring to was giving people advice. Like, I'm really, really trying to nip that in the butt. Not completely, but tone it the fuck down on another level, because I sadly so, I feel like 95, and I think I'm being generous, % of people, they just need to find out on their own. It's a very special person that if you give them the right advice, Demi, you over 40, you a OG, you this, you that, please tell me what I'm supposed to do with baby mama or whatever, because blah, blah, blah. Demi, 9 times out of 10, whatever you tell that brother, he's not going to do it. He's going to do what he already had in his mind. He's going to do what he thinks is fine.
You got that right, and I absolutely agree. Because when a person comes to you for advice, they're really not coming to you for advice. What they're coming to you for is confirmation.
There it goes.
If he has made up in his mind, man, I'm going to be with this chick, but he wants to tell you, yo, Black Sheep, I'm going home. I'm going to pack my stuff. and you say, bro, why you gonna pack your stuff? You be back in like 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
And he laughs. Ha, you know what? I'ma chill. You know why? Because you wasn't going nowhere to begin with.
Right.
But let you say, yeah, man, pack that stuff. Hit it.
You should go, man. You should go. Yeah, fuck that. That shit's poison. It's not going to work.
So guess what happens? Let them leave. And let them can't come back. Man, it's all Black Sheep fault.
There you go.
Black Sheep.
Looking for somebody.
At you.
Yeah.
Why would you tell me that? Now she's with this other person. And such is life, man.
Yeah.
All you could do is really pray for them, pray for the best. I tell people all the time, man, God bless you. That means I'm done, like you're in God's hands, totally.
So that's a good way to walk away from something without having to give it, more than what you want. Nowadays, I just say, hey, Liz, I literally, Demi, I say almost this right here. It's almost practice. I say, listen, man, throughout my life, I pretty much realized that no matter what I tell you, you're just going to do whatever it is you want to do. And you're kind of just looking for confirmation. You're hoping that I'm going to tell you what you want to hear, but because I don't know what it is, I'm just going to tell you what I'm going to tell you. But honestly, you're going to do whatever it is you want to do. So you can reach whoever your opinion you want to. And I'm just going to give you real quick. And then I just say A, B, C, D, F, G, and that's it. And I'm done. And I don't want to debate. I don't want to give details. And that's if you're deserving of it. That's if you're somebody I care about or you're a good person, then I might just do that. But then that's it, because it's just a waste of time. And then you start exchanging energies, taking some of that energy,
And I had to learn that. Because I even had moments like that, man. I'm cool as a fan, but I can be so stubborn. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, get that out of your life. Get all that negative energy from around you. Transfer it into something positive. Watch how good things work. I promise you. This is initially my second podcast ever.
Okay.
I've done radio, dealing with music and things like that, but this is my second time being at a podcast. The first one, we have to redo. Technical difficulties or whatever.
It happens.
Beautiful situation.
Okay.
I could have easily said, you know what, podcast ain't for me. That's the old me. Sucks. I tried, yeah. But that's not the way.
Right.
That's not the way.
You were born and raised here in Miami in the States, or are you from?
Yeah. I was actually born on Miami Beach, Mount Sinai. Shout out to Mount Sinai.
Okay.
And
very known.
They sent me right across the bridge. Little Haiti.
That's where you were born and raised in Haiti. Even though you were born in Miami Beach, you were born in Little Haiti. I mean, raised in Little Haiti.
Yeah.
What is for those listening who aren't from Miami? Little Haiti is a very renowned, known area. What do you call that? North Miami area?
No, it's the city of Miami.
It's the city of Miami?
Yeah, it's the city of
When
Miami.
does it become North Miami?
Whenever the police quit being white and blue.
Is that what it is? Because the colors change?
Yeah, because the city of North Miami's police is like red, white, and blue.
Oh, okay.
So, that's how I tell people, hey, where you stay? They be like, I stay in the city. So I say, what color is your police car? Oh, the county patrol. I say, well, you don't stay in the city. Real simple,
They just want to claim it.
Yeah, sounds good,
Right.
Stay in the city.
Right.
Yeah, you stay in Dade County.
I don't know. I think it's the blue circle with the palm tree.
That's city of Miami.
That's city of Miami right there. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I got a few people. I used to work with them a lot when I was working in the club scene, and all the off-duty cops would come to the Grove, Coconut Grove, and I didn't know that Coconut Grove was city of Miami. I didn't know that until that.
City Hall is right there in Coconut Grove, matter of fact.
As well, that's right. They're doing a huge overhaul on the Grove. Have you been there?
Yeah, man. They got some money. They got some money down there.
So much money being thrown there. But I'm just wondering what's going to be the end picture. Are they trying to do the Doral City place? Are they trying to,
I don't know. Maybe we get Mr. Suarez in here one day. You know what I mean?
Is Suarez Jimenez or who's Suarez?
No, Suarez is the city of Miami's mayor. Jimenez is the county mayor. He's about to leave right now after this election.
There's literally two in one. I didn't know that shit.
Yeah, because what happens is the city has a mayor, and the county mayor is considered the strong mayor.
Is this all through Florida? Or is this a nationwide thing where there's counties where you have a county mayor and you have a city mayor?
I don't know. I just know here that's how it is. You know what I mean? So I never really paid attention to all the other places. I pay attention to where we at. So you need to know this, Black Sheep, that it's two mayors. The strong mayor is the county mayor because it's more the area. In mass, the county, he's the strong mayor. And the city mayor is the weaker one. And matter of fact, the show with the coronavirus, both of them took a test and the city mayor wound up with it. So I guess the strong mayor is the one from the county, right?
Look at that, huh? The irony.
Imagine that.
The irony behind that. And that's a good point, man, that I do need to keep learning about this. And I am, man. You know, excuse me. Shout out to my good friend Caballo. You know, let me not say this wrong. I'm not getting into politics. No, the fuck not. I'm not. But I'm definitely getting a bigger understanding for how some of that shit goes.
That's great.
And though I really don't care to entertain on a national level. I have my reasons. I just feel like the elitists run it all. The lobbyists run it all. Whoever that's just my opinion, guys. If you want to drop a comment, start some shit, look out for the other podcast, the vlog, the Go Ahead and Ask, and you can challenge me about that, and then we can talk about that. But I try to avoid that. But now I realize that we do have strength locally. I do realize that even though there's corruption and things of that nature on all levels of any kind of establishment, really, we can make a difference locally.
Yeah.
If you know what you're doing and you get with the right people and you make the right decisions.
And be proactive to learn.
And I do want to, and that's what I'm trying to do. Be
proactive to learn. You know, you don't want to be in there at the ballot box and like, man, that name looks good. I'll try him.
Yeah.
I think I heard of this guy before. Yeah, let me just pencil that in, and you run with it, and it's crazy.
When you go to a ballot box,
for the first time I went this past Tuesday, I believe it was August the 18th, I got to vote.
And this is because you lost your right.
I lost my rights. I am considered a convicted felon.
And you lost that right. Do I have to put in for the right, or they immediately give it back?
So this state does not immediately give it back. This state actually doesn't want you to even have it.
Right. We barely got it passed, right? That just happened.
Right. So what they were trying to do at first, to my understanding, if I'm not wrong, they wanted you to pay all restitution and anything that you had to pay. So you got some people out there, the government says you owe me $1 million.
Yeah.
They ain't paying. Even if they hit the
Even though it's $20,000. Like most people who got out of prison and you give them a restitution of $20,000, it takes forever to pay it
Okay,
off.
so even if it was $20,000 and I hit the Fantasy 5, man, I ain't paying them no $20,000, man. I just won't vote. But for some felons, you know, they held it to their heart. They're like, yo, this state is one of, I think, 3 states that you don't automatically get your rights back once you serve your time. So it says pay your debt to society. You paid your debt by giving away the time. Next thing you know, you get out, you still paying the debt to society.
So I simply have to register, or do I have to put in some certain motion?
No, I'll walk you through it. I'll get in contact with the right people,
okay,
and I'll tell them, hey, I got a brother, convicted felon. He needs to register to vote so he can be right for the big vote.
Okay.
And get you in there, bro.
I appreciate that. I definitely want to follow up on that, and we will do that. Your upbringing, man. Tell us a little bit about that. Little Haiti, keeping it 100, very known for a lot of violence, very known for a lot of black-on-black crime. Used to be a little bit of a gang ordeal, but I think the Zoes calmed down, right? I don't know.
Yeah. So first and foremost, I don't agree with black-on-black crime.
No? Okay.
I agree with it's crime.
You're right, and that's what I just should say.
So let me tell you, a brief story. 2 police officers, I was doing a put out, at one of the properties that I was doing property management for. White officer, black officer. So the white officer says, hey, let me ask you a question. You got, what do you call three black astronauts? I was like, I don't know, 3 black space guys, or you know what? He says, no, you just call them astronauts.
Mm-hmm. Got him.
Key. Yeah. But I'm like, you're absolutely right. But I'm going along with the flow. I have no idea what this guy's talking about. I just want you to bust this door open, make sure there ain't nobody in there so we can throw these people's stuff out. But at the end of the day, he brought something to the light.
It's true.
So it's no such thing as black-on-black crime because it's all crime.
It's true. And I think, I don't know, I guess part of the racism that we've been going on trying to get away for so long, that kind of categorize itself maybe by the government, maybe by whoever it was, a
little mental mind play.
Because they don't say Hispanic on Hispanic crime. They don't say Latino on Latino. They don't say white on white. they say it's either crime or black on black.
A crime was committed.
Or a hate crime. Hate crime, black on black crime, and then crime. That's it. And it's a very good point.
So when they started redeveloping Wynwood, they had what do they call it? Midtown. And so I knew a brother. I met him. He came from out of D.C., I believe, New York, or one of them places. He had a car. He was staying Midtown, he says. His car got stolen. I said, I guarantee you any amount of money, when you called that car theft in, they said car theft in Wynwood. He started laughing. He says, yeah. I said, yeah. They don't want no car thefts in Midtown. They just built this Midtown.
Right, right.
I say, bro, don't get it twisted. Stay in Wynwood. Stay in the hood, bro.
No matter what, they're going to find ways of trying to not ever taint their image, you know. That's something. But at this point, I'm not going to say that that's it's already been done. It doesn't matter. I mean, a crime's a crime anywhere you do it. But yeah, if they got a chance, it's like this stupid ass Corona ordeal where they're trying to put Corona on top of everything. Man got shot and killed. He died of Corona. What? He got shot and killed. What are you talking about?
Or better yet, man gets shot and killed, and 2 days ago he tested positive for Corona.
There you go.
Whoa, what does that got to do with that bullet that he took?
You know, I was talking to we were texting each other, my brother earlier, and I have this group text with my brother and my best friend, and we were sharing some thoughts on current things that you and I were talking about off camera in regards to another shooting that occurred in Wisconsin, and he had said the way he pointed out was, well, I think he went about it a different route, but basically the video came out, and I had said, man, I don't understand why these guys won't shoot at the legs, but apparently that's not something to do in law enforcement for different reasons. Moving target, a lot more smaller ways to. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not even legal. It's no such thing as a warning shot or anything. It's no such thing as a warning shot. Just so you know,
Is that nationwide?
That's the law.
Okay.
It's no such thing as a warning shot. Well, I know definitely in Florida, for personal reasons, that it came to my knowledge, there's no such thing. I did have a concealed weapons permit, so I went to the class, and they told you everything that it is to know. But what they didn't tell you was that you can still go to jail. It just gives you, an extra defense. The stand your ground law was not a defense for me when I went to trial for what I went to trial for, because it was non-existent at that time. Back to growing up in Little Haiti, because I know we kind of veer.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
Do that all day.
But, but out of respect, you did ask a question. When I grew up in that area, it was really Chatillon, because it was named after the school that was in the neighborhood.
Okay.
So the school is right across the street. So big up to Chatillon. But Chatillon actually became engulfed in being, this is now Little Haiti. So I embrace Little Haiti. I have, many friends that are Haitians, Cubans, Colombians, Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, white. That was all in that neighborhood at one time. In the 80s and the 90s, everybody got pushed out. Now, in the 2000s, they're coming back in. As you can see, I go on my mom's block. It's so diverse. Got a French and Puerto Rican couple stay next door. Got some Turkish people over here. Got some Hungarians. Got some whites, some blacks, some Latins, everything.
Would you say that is the crime rate lower? Does it seem it?
I can't really say it's lower. I can say that the violent crimes have lowered.
Okay.
The violent crimes have lowered.
And if you don't mind me asking, your age?
48.
48. So you're referring to back in the days being 20s?
Yeah.
Mid-20s?
No, teens, 20s.
Teens.
Yeah, I was off the porch for a long time. So, like about 84, 85. Those were some good years. I was like 14, 15 up in there.
What kind of life were you living? What was going on back in those days?
Man,
were you playing football? Were you doing any kind of sports?
Listen, man, I was like, as one of my partners say, man, that was AI before AI. You know what I mean?
Oh, you was a ball player. Basketball?
Yeah. I played basketball.
For those of you listening who don't know who AI is, that's Allen Iverson.
One of the
best
those that's listening that don't know who AI is, man, it ain't artificial intelligence. You know?
Hey, but we can talk about that too, because that's some crazy shit on its own, man. Shit.
No, but yeah, man, I grew up playing sports. I was blessed, you know. I have my mom and my dad still in my life. My dad was one of the coaches that I had growing up playing for the boys club, and boys and girls club. Matter of fact, to be correct, of America in Miami. So I went from playing basketball and football and all those type things. I got involved in the music, and that just totally took me, you know. So I love doing music.
Still in high school, you fell in love with music.
Yeah, man.
How did this, now you can fall in love with any just listening, but fell in love with it, but then you did a little extra? Did you start doing an instrument? Did you start getting into spinning? Or
so as a kid, we grew up, we had a piano in the house, so I knew how to play by ear. Now I ain't Stevie Wonder, Liberace, you know, but I can play by ear. Nowadays I still play, but I can play the program. You know, I can play a little of this, and then to play itself.
Okay.
Then play on top of that. By the end of the day, you think I was Stevie Wonder, but that ain't what it is. So I got involved with the music by watching Run DMC. I was a big Run DMC guy. Man, listen, man, I had to save my money, get me an Adidas sweatsuit.
Yeah.
Man, I got to get off the porch and get me some Adidas to go with the sweatsuit, you know. And you got to have everything new. You know what I mean? You get the sweatsuit, you got to have new drawers, new everything. Like, you do not want to put on the crispy sweatsuit with the old undies. You feel me? So that was like a big influence to me. And I was blessed and fortunate enough that I ran across Disco Rick, a guy from he's not in Little Haiti. He's Edison area, Edison Projects to be exact.
Okay.
And he was the local DJ. They had a little DJ set, SCS Express, and then he was a part of a rap group, the Gucci Crew too.
So anybody who's at least, I'm gonna say 34, at least 34, 35, who was into Miami music.
Yeah,
that's a good variety right there, Miami music. But if you were into Miami music, you knew who the fuck Disco Rick was.
Yeah, you knew who the Gucci Crew was.
You knew who the Gucci Crew was. Same way you knew who Uncle Al was, you know. So a great DJ, a big impact on Miami. So
R.I.P. Uncle Al.
Yeah, right. No doubt. So you meet Disco Rick and
yeah. So I knew him, and I run into him in the club. Matter of fact, in Kendall, they were actually filming. And I hit him on the leg. I'm like, what's up, man? So he's like, what's up? He sees me, tells me, hey, man, go holler at this guy over here, 240. That was another member of the group. 240 was like, all right, what's going on? So Rick tell him we need to put him in the group. Unbeknownst to me, one of the other members of the group left the group for a short period of time because he came back to the group. By the time he came back to the group, I had done recorded like, you know, maybe 2, 3, 4 songs or whatever. Had one by myself on the first album. All done illegally. I was not of age. My parents didn't sign a contract. No work for hire. But I did it. I learned, took it on the chin, roll with it.
Didn't get a cent for it.
No.
No royalties, no cent. But the experience was there, and you learned it, and you learned in all ways. From what got done dirty to you, and then what was good about it as well.
Yeah, I just took it as, you know, me being a philanthropist right there, and I just gave some stuff away. You feel me?
And then to this day, I'm gonna assume you don't have any connections with Disco Rick anymore.
Oh no, for definite.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I see Disco Rick from time to time, man. He tells people we were at the House of Mac. If anybody goes in the Wynwood area, black-owned restaurant, House of Mac, ran into Disco Rick over there, and he told the guy, "Hey, me and him was in the group together."
He told him that in these current times. I'm talking about the old times.
Yeah.
So something that Disco Rick was known for was the one go-to, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, that's what they called it, the Disco Rick.
And it was on the front, one of the front.
The front, yeah.
Yeah,
the front too. Yeah, you got it. Black sheep telling on his age now.
Well, shit, I mean, I talk about it all the time. I'm proudly 43. You know, I take care of myself, so I don't care, about what that looks and sounds like. But I just wish that, I hear a lot of the fucking music out today. I'm not talking about all of it. Most of it, the rap. I don't like most of the rap out nowadays. And I know it almost makes me sound old, but it's not really that. It's just I grew up in an era where it was more lyrical, and if it's either lyrical or shake your ass, type beat.
Right.
Even the gangster rap back in the days was considered on the lower end of the lyrics, but it was still way more lyrical than some of the shit I hear nowadays.
Well, part of the gangster rap knock was if you wasn't living it or you wasn't born born up
Right.
and, around it, brought up around it, you wasn't going to embrace it. But when I hear Scarface, he's telling the story, man, I can relate. This is something that I just saw.
Does that fuck with you? Because it fucks with me, D. It fucks with me. I know the response is people fantasize. People fancy it. People look at it. I don't know. I guess I just described it with those two words. How in the hell some of these people just love the motherfucking dog shit out of this music and they completely opposite lives. Never smoked this, never danced that, never had a plane, never had more than 10 grand in their pockets, never. Most they ever did was smoke a joint and maybe snort a line or two.
Well, at the end of the day, I love John Wick. I ain't John Wick.
That's a great point. What's up, folks? Thank you once again for tuning in to another episode of the Black Sheep Perspective, Season 2, baby. If this happens to be your first time watching or listening, please take a quick second to hit that subscribe button and tap that notification bell so that you don't miss another episode. And once again, guys, really, from the bottom of my heart, thank you, everyone out there, for all the amazing support. And a big shout out to my man Hector and his entire team over there at Driver Shop USA. If you guys follow me on IG or live in this beautiful city of Miami, you'll be able to catch the dope-ass wrap job that was done to my Chevy Colorado truck. Not only did they wrap the entire truck to protect its original paint job, they then slapped on multiple high-quality logo wraps on all sides, so that I can remind those of you who are looking to tune in to the best new podcast. From boats to motorcycles to automobiles of all kinds, Driver Shop USA is continuously redefining luxury. Now let's get back to the podcast. D, that's a perfect way of, how would I say it, respectfully throwing it right back at me. Because that is a great point. Damn, did I leave the lighter? That's a great point. When we cut break, we'll get another lighter. We'll get a lighter. Yeah. I get it. People fancy it. I get it. People live vicariously.
Art imitates life all the time. You know what I'm saying? So I got a friend. I don't even know if you're probably not. You're probably not because you're not a big TV buff. But for those that are, you got somebody that wants to be Walter White, Breaking Bad.
Right. Heard amazing thing. Never saw the thing.
Yeah, or you want to be Frank Lucas, American Gangster.
Dope ass movie.
You want to be that person playing him. You don't actually want to be him because you don't want all that pressure that goes along with doing those type things.
Right.
So, yeah, I get it. Like I say, man, I love John Wick. Man, not even the shooting and the stabbing, man, to just fight how he does and, do all of that type of stuff. I'm not John Wick.
Right.
So, let's just, keep it like that. But the gangster music, I mean, if you grew up and you was like NWA, even if you wasn't doing all of the stuff NWA said, they were standing up for something. Luke, he was standing up for something. He's fighting for your rights. It don't matter that he's making booty shake music. He's giving you the right to make booty shake music.
A lot of people don't know enough about Luke and the impact that he had on the nation, much less Florida, much less Miami. You can look at it as, he was just part of a group of rappers and they had all these girls shaking their booties and they started booty shaking music. No, way bigger than that. For one, they gave us a certain identity when it came to that, because when you're the only city, I don't know who the hell else, who did booty shaking at those times and introduced it, and then eventually the South adapted and kind of molded it to their own styles. That was all us. And Luke was, not only did Luke do that, but he went through a lot of political shit. He was banned by the motherfucking government, man.
He was banned in the USA.
Literally, and that was the fucking ban. I mean, come on.
He was banned in the USA. And
the man did shit, man. He did a lot for us.
With those parental advisory stickers,
yeah,
I wish he could have found a way to copyright the parental advisory sticker because they stuck it on there messing with him. NWA and everybody should thank him for being able to, Too Short, anybody who has a record now when they slap it on there.
By any chance, have you seen, and we're going to get back to the music talk, I don't want to kill it. Is it Hip Hop Revolution?
I think I know. On Netflix. On
yes.
Netflix. Yeah, I saw a couple of them. I like it.
See it all, bro. It's really good, man.
I like it, man.
Young black brother who's like a amateur rapper who's actually really good. but he's a writer or something else.
And you know what else I watched on Netflix? I don't know the show, the name of it, but it's Killer Mike. Killer Mike.
But is it with Killer Mike?
No. Yeah, it's his show.
Oh, yeah. Oh, when he wants to
he does some of everything.
He says, I'm not doing anything for a week unless it's black.
Right.
100% black everything.
And he had like 5, 6, 7 shows, you know.
Bro, he was getting stuck because it was hard to find. He wanted black owned, black made, black. And that was his whole purpose. It was his whole purpose. And it was a great show, by the way.
Man, it's an awesome show. And that was a hell of an episode right there.
Let me tell you something, man.
Very intelligent guy.
That guy, in my opinion, is going to be one of the main leaders for the black community moving forward. He is fucking so smart, and he's passionate, dude. He's passionate about everything he does.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. He's a great guy, and I think he's going to help the world out, moving forward with all the issues. Where I'm not saying he's going to be MLK, nor does he have to take that responsibility.
Or we're not saying that he's not either.
Exactly. Very, very well said. Very well said. So. Shout out to Killer Mike and shout out to Luke. Luke, get your ass on this fucking podcast one day real soon, my brother. So you're doing this music. Disco Rick got you connected. You made some songs. You didn't get paid for it. You took advantage of a young brother. It is what it is, whether it was intentional or not. Fast forward, what'd that do for you and where'd you go after that?
So I had some cousins. They were into the music as well, along with some other things. They was into the other things more than the music. So they was like, you know what? You want to do music? We got some money. We need to put it somewhere. We'll bet on you. So they formed a record company just based around me. For a long time, I was the only artist. It was based in Atlanta, Georgia. It was called Back to Back Records.
Okay.
So I was allowed to do an album by myself. I had a group. It was called Missing Links. I had a partner of mine, crazy. He wear this top hat, surgical mask, scrubs, and here I am with my hat turned to the back, a toothpick in my mouth, and I'm the cool guy, and this is the crazy guy. So we're Missing Links.
Oh, okay, I get it. I like that.
Yes.
And what happened with that?
So we did our thing until my cousin got killed in 1995, untimely death, unfortunate death. I kept going, but it wasn't the same. You know what I mean? So I got into some other things. Life is life, children, all this type of stuff. You know what I mean? But I kept on with the music, but it just was not the same. So I got into a partnership with the white guy in Davie, Gary. Me and Gary did business, and Gary, he had a studio, so that's why I used to record all my stuff at. Then when my cousin died, he was like, why don't we just partner up? So I became executive producer over this thing called the Fat House Records. You look it under discography, you'll see executive producer, Fat House Records. But here we go. Philanthropist again. I done gave some more stuff away because what I didn't understand was he owned the publishing and he had a parent house for Fat House Music. So it's just like I own a mansion and you just got a room there.
Okay.
And you can stay here for free as long as you bring people in there to the house. So as you fill up the house,
your rent becomes free.
Yeah, because everybody else is paying.
And how'd you feel about that? Did you recognize that was happening? You felt sour, or you just went with it?
I didn't recognize what was going on. In my 20s, not studying enough, not educating myself on really how it's going. I knew some of the stuff that dealt with the music, but not enough. And I didn't take the time out to educate myself. That's the biggest problem that we have out here is that you don't need schooling to educate you like you can educate yourself. So I tell people school isn't for everybody, but education is. Talking to you over lunch, I've learned, hey, you know what, D? I got 14 magazines around me. And I said, yo, I'm going to be this bodybuilder. I'm going to have a gym. And I say, you went to school for that? You're like, no, I didn't go to school. Listen, I had all these magazines. And I say, exactly.
Education.
Black Sheep educated himself. Mm-hmm. Same way we can all educate ourselves. Listen, not for nothing, I'm sitting in Black Sheep's studio. The brother took me and say, I did all this myself. I'm like, man, that's amazing. I'm ready to come and do a demo. Let me go test some stuff up, build me one Black Sheep. Now Black Sheep has another business. I build podcast studios.
Like that. Like that. I like how you look at that like that. And it is true. It is true. And that's not, and I know you're not saying it, no one's insinuating. I know you're not saying don't go to school, don't fucking, drop out and go educate yourself. No, but you might not like school. Not everybody does. You might not want to go to college. Not everybody does. But you got to educate yourself.
That's right.
And if you don't educate yourself, and I guess what you're kind of saying is you organically went into this industry, and I'm not trying to say what was on your mind at the time, but you just feel like, okay, things are happening. I'm just going to keep picking it up as it goes because I'm already in here. I got the connects. I'm meeting more people. And you never thought, well, hold up. There's going to be contract disputes. There's going to be some stipulations. There's going to be some, I need to go talk to somebody. I need to go read some books. I need to, you didn't think that at the time.
Bro, listen, honest to God, I was just like anybody else. I was young. I just want to do music. We from Miami. We don't have too many people down there that can say they had a rap record in the 80s. I can say that. I had a rap record in the 80s, not a criminal record in the 80s.
Right.
Yo, this is awesome. I'm the man. Look at me. Listen to me. And guess what? All I was doing was music. You know what I wasn't doing? The business. So it's the music business, and I'm only doing 50% of it and getting paid 0% of it.
That right there is a damn good, how would you say, indirect piece of advice to those who are not just in the music industry, but just
any industry.
Anything you do. I used to get, when I was in prison, one of the smartest things, one of the best things when I was in a computer class, they're trying to help you get ready. At the time, technology was taking off,
That's
all
right.
that good stuff. So I wanted to stay as upbeat as I could. I took a computer class while I was there, and then once I was done with the class, I became the assistant to the, whatever you call him, the teacher. And we were kicking it. We were smoking a cigarette outside. Yeah, I used to smoke back in the days, guys. And he had told me, excuse me, we were talking about, hey, Wes, we're gonna work on this. When we go back inside, try to get the guys ready. We're gonna work on this. Just remember, the key component is, if it's not on paper, it doesn't exist. And I was like, wow, never thought about it like that. He goes, oh yeah, I'm not just saying that like it's a catchy phrase.
It's
You
real.
have to apply that every day of your life. If it's not on paper, it doesn't exist. If you can't prove it, that's like a picture, a video, an audio. If you can't prove it, it never happened.
Never happened.
And that's contractually binding. That's whatever you're trying to prove evidence of, or your credibility, your resume. If it's not on paper, it doesn't exist. And people need to apply that,
Yeah, man.
Can't do this fucking Boy Scout trust.
That doesn't exist.
Nah,
That doesn't. And then even with the paper, you got to be careful because
as well, yes.
you got to know what's on the paper.
Can you understand that?
Yeah.
If not, educate yourself on it, or get somebody who you trust that's educated on it to do it.
Which is
Goes to what we're talking about.
Yeah,
We're gonna go on there.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, we're teasing of it. Okay, so eventually, you got caught up in some mess. Okay.
Yeah, but I'm gonna just reverse for a second.
Okay.
Just so we can bring it home, so you can see what's going on right then. So it's like 1997, 98, 99. That's when the Rough Riders, the Rockefellers, and all these people are making big moves down there. And me and my company then were a part of these moves, and we knew people, and we ushered them into the city. We were doing a bunch of things. It just so happened that DMX was doing the video, No Love for Me. And the cats got love for me,
Yeah.
They wanted Luke in the video. They summoned our company. Hey, can you get Luke in the video? Not a problem. Y'all paying? Because he ain't coming if y'all ain't paying. He knows the business. So we get him to come. I'm actually in the beginning of the video with Uncle Luke and the girls, and he calls DMX, hey, come on over, y'all. So there's the video. Now, at the same time at this video shoot, in the corner, it's a rap battle going on.
I know where this is going.
So
That
what's
boy.
going on over here in this rap battle over here? Herb Gotti's eyes are as big as the skyline on your Black Sheep wall. Yo, it's a kid over here, a little Spanish kid, killing Drag On. Yeah, killing Drag On.
Drag On, who was known for being a freestyle animal from New York.
Killing Drag On. And I can't say that the little Spanish guy won, but he knew enough to tie. And that little Spanish guy was Pitbull, Mr. Worldwide.
Shout out to the homie, man. Shout out to the homie representing Miami in such a great way. I feel so prideful when I hear that man's name and the connections that he has to us, and now knowing so much to you guys. So continue.
So here we go. So I go peep over there in the corner. So I gotta play it cool, It's the crib. But in the inside, I'm like, go Pitt, go. Kill him, get him. Like a real dog fight.
Right.
And he's on him. So Herb says, you know him? Oh yeah, I done seen him, I've seen him a time or two. Because Wynwood and Little Haiti are neck and neck. It's like right there. It sits right between, Wynwood sits right between Overtown and Little Haiti. So, I go through there, you see Pitbull. So now, by happenstance, Pitbull worked the record with Luke. Now he's over there at Luke. My company and Luke was doing a joint venture at one time for a one album situation. And I ran into him over there. We became fast friends because he felt that I was somebody that he needed to know in the community.
Right.
So the relationship was formed fast, but it was formed genuine and it was real.
Do you remember roughly or maybe exactly what age not only he was, but yourself?
So I had to be about 28. That would have put him around 17, 18.
Okay. So you guys kicked it off and what so was Luke managing them or
no, he actually, I don't know exactly what the total situation was, but Pitt did a single with Luke called Lollipop. And I believe the record was Luke, Lil Zane, and Pitbull. So off of that single, I said, hey, you know what? I produce. I got a song that I want to do for you. Now, when nobody knows you and they only know a little bit of you, let me take that little bit that they know of you. So on the song Lollipop, he says, everything that I do is dirty. When I pull up in the drop, it's dirty. I say, you know what? I'm going to take this part, and this is going to be this hook for this song. And I built this beat, and it actually made it on that gold record selling album. You got it. And the song is called Dirty.
So if you guys are listening right now, first of all, if you're too young to not know about this, I don't know who the crowd to the podcast varies, but I know from the statistics is between the ages of mid-20s to mid-30s.
Oh yeah,
it's a very, very great age. I love that age of people right there. If you don't know about Pitbull's album Miami, as in Miami, first you need to look that shit up, okay? Because you're gonna hear a side of Pitt that I don't think we get to ever hear anymore nowadays. And I get it because he's Mr. International, he's Mr. Worldwide, and he's appealing more to the world. He doesn't have to talk. He doesn't have to rap the grimy rap. This I get it. It's not that he went commercial, this and that. No. He matured and all his first two albums had to do a lot with what he lived and grind and so on and so forth. Next 3, 4, 5 was, this is where I'm at now, and I'm changing shit, and I'm living like this, and that. So I get it, but man, that boy had the most unique.
Well, let me ask you, Black Sheep, if he came out and did a prototype to that first album and just showed the world what it is, you think they would gravitate towards it?
I do, dog. So we had multiple conversations earlier when we were off cam, right? And one of the things that I wanted to say was, we were talking about the young generation, this, that, whatever. And anyhow, I wish, maybe you can lead it, bro. I don't know. I wish all the OG rappers, or maybe the OGs don't. I don't know how it can be constructed, but I wish they would get all these dope ass songs from the past that we all know, that we know,
yeah,
and somehow bring them back. I'm not saying you got to remake it, but I guess you can. But I don't think. Okay, I think historically, the young generation has no history on our music like we did when we were younger. When we were younger, our parents taught us history about the Temptations, Rolling Stones, Al Green, Marvin Hayes. I was just listening to Al Green and the Temptations. Papa was a Rolling Stone. And then Al Green's, Isaac Hayes' Walk On By.
Walk On By.
That beat has been used for so many different songs, and no one even knows the original song, Walk On By Isaac Hayes.
Right.
And it's just an amazing, soulful song talking about, when I'm in this much pain, man, just let me be. Let me get through this, Anyhow, our parents taught us that. And they taught us, and they let us listen to it, and so on and so forth. I feel like I'm not putting the blame on the parenting that's our age, but they didn't teach the younger generation. I'm not gonna whatever. What do you call them? Generation not X? Is it
Y or Z or I don't
whatever it is?
You know, the youngsters.
They haven't heard the dope ass shit that used to come out back then. And I think it would be a hit if you bring it back. I just don't know that. How would somebody do that? How would somebody bring it back? Completely remake it or just rebirth it? Get all the hits and put them all on one? I don't know. But I do think he would. Yes, I think it would do great. What do you think?
And I think he'd kill it.
I think so.
Because he has it in him. He's talented. And that's the side that they don't know that he possesses. So you know what? I think I'm gonna talk to him and say, bro, why don't you just lace him with something? You know, kill him with a mixtape or something. Like, what's the chances of that, right?
You know better than I do. I don't know what the chances are because, you know, when you...
I like my chances on it. I said right here on the Black Sheep Perspective, I'm going to holler at Mr. Worldwide and ask him, man, bless the world with a mixtape.
Bro, that would be phenomenal because I couldn't stop playing Damn It, Man.
Damn It, Man.
And I don't even know who's listening, who's watching, who knows that song. But I cannot stop playing Damn It, Man. I can hear that there. I don't even know what the fuck that instrument is that does that.
You gotta ask Jim Johnson. That was the producer, Jim Johnson. You know, shout out to Jim Johnson.
There you go. You know, and then you had a part in one of the things that helped. And then you had a shout out as well. You know, so
yeah. So in the song Damn It, Man, you know, he gets to a certain spot and he says, you know, when he hit it from the back, I got them mommy saying, damn it, man. And when I put him in the mouth, I got them mommy.
No, he said, damn it, man. And you were like, wait a minute, I can't do that because if I'm putting it in their mouth. And
then she said, you know, so it's like, how can she talk if, you know, but anyway, because I don't know if we got some jitterbugs watching it or, you know, some little children.
I put on YouTube, not meant for under 18. So.
Oh, well, it's all love. So, you know, when you put it in the mouth, she should not be able to say, damn it, man.
Exactly.
She should be saying, you know, and I promise you, when I told him that line, he almost wrecked us out in his whip. And he was like, just like you are right now. And I had to grab the wheel.
Right.
I didn't have time for Jesus to grab it. I had to grab it. I grabbed the wheel. I was like, bro, you know. And the first time I heard the next line to the song, I was incarcerated. That's when he actually says, bet that up, Demi.
Giving you a shout out.
Because I helped him with the line.
Right. Giving you a shout out because he got mad love for you, but definitely on that song.
But definitely that line at that moment, man. And it meant the world to me, especially, you know, man, getting a letter while you're incarcerated or being able to get on the phone with your loved ones, any of that. But to hear your name on the radio by one of the little homies, it's like, whoa, that's awesome.
Yeah. And you know, and Pitt has always had one of the best reputations outside of the music industry. Meaning, whoever has some type of story of, I came across Pitt, I saw Pitt at the club, I asked Pitt for whatever the fuck it is. I don't know that I've ever heard a negative one yet.
Well, you know, at the end of the day, not everybody's gonna love you. That's a good thing, because that means somebody's lying if they tell you that everybody loves you, and I can't run across one person that so untrue. Even right now, I might ask him something. He might say, nope. That don't mean he don't love me or got love for me. That just means no. And no doesn't have to actually mean no, never, get the hell out of here. It just means no at the moment. Maybe you should ask, is this a good time to ask anything?
Right.
Let alone asking something that you can be told no to.
So once you started kicking with him and his friendship is growing through all levels of the music and everything else involved, somewhere there he sneaks in this little delinquent-looking motherfucking Mohican-ass player that we love so much, meaning Ulysses Diaz. So they're little brothers, and somehow then while he was gonna meet up with you, he just brought Yuli, and then you brought him.
So actually, I used to go to the house. And those that know Pitbull know this house that they had in Wynwood. He and his mom, God rest her soul, God bless her. Bro, the house was so small. You throw one rock, you definitely hit everybody.
Damn, like that.
The cats, the people, everybody's hit. So I used to go over there, vibe with them. We were still doing music. And what I was doing for Pitt, I was actually brokering certain situations. Hey, man, this guy want a feature. I'm putting money in his pocket. Let's go do this feature. He tells me, hey, man, Trick them called me for a show. For not a show, for a song, a feature. Man, come on, let's go get it. He went out there and did it. They were like, I don't know so much about that one. We went back. What's up, Trick? Oh, what's up, Dem? Oh, yeah, man, come on, Pitt, handle it. Pitt's like, whoa, yeah, man, go and handle your business, man. It's nothing like having, like a big brother by your side.
Of course.
So he definitely was able to hold his own. He took a lot of life lessons that I taught him and kept them with him. And then when I went away, he exploded. That's probably the best thing that happened for him, me going away, because I would have been fighting to keep him down here, in the urban crowd. Mm-hmm. And I would have been the first person probably on the chopping block. Hey, Dem, man, I love you, but that ain't what I'm doing. And I would have still been fighting. No, but you're the best. Because he really was the best to me.
It's very humble of you to say that, or honest of you to say, knowing how you were thinking back then, knowing where you were at that mid-20, whatever age, nah, Pitt, you don't need to be doing Latin music. You don't need to be doing this fucking shake your ass shit, whatever. You need to keep it real right here with the city. You need to keep, it's good. It speaks volumes of you for you to say that, damn, you might have been like that because you knew where you were at. And, and that might have held them back if you had that influence.
Because it was low-hanging fruit for me. I was good in the hood.
Right.
But at the same time, I also told him, you have something that a lot of us don't. See, the black community, we don't always uplift each other. Sad to say. So I got on Instagram one day and I was like, yo, how many of y'all brothers from the 305 scroll past your homeboy IG post to go put that heart on another person's post that's from somewhere else? And I'm like, what would it?
That shit bugged to hell out of me.
Would it hurt you just to hit the like? When I'm out of town, man, I talk about everybody. I wouldn't care. I don't care if you never had a song come out in 3 years. If somebody say, yo, Iceberg, I'm like, hell yeah. Iceberg, I'm on my way. So they say Towner. I say for life. I'm not going to get home and then act like I don't know these people. And if somebody say, man, could you get them for a show? Man, I call them and say, listen, yo, coach, man, they want Berg for a show. Here's the number. And shout out to them people over there at Live House. They doing good things. They doing great things. They teaching the youngsters how to be entrepreneurs. They just not doing music. They doing the clothing line. Ain't no telling what else they doing. Man, they might be doing the movie for all I know over there. Good people.
So when did Yuli pop up in this?
He was always there.
He was there.
Yuli was like, let me explain to y'all that don't know Yuli. Yuli was like Bam Bam off the Flintstones. Yuli was like 15 years old, strong cock diesel. I'm like, it's a big young kid, man. What in the world is this? Like, what y'all feeding him? He's the type person, man, I ain't worked out in 6 months. Go right on the pull-up bar and give you 40 straight. Get down and do 30 dips. And I'm like, this man is a machine. So we hanging out, and they're, like I say, they're both kids, and they're both enamored. Yo, we're with Demi. Like, man, we were straight, but now we straight.
Right.
And that's what, was so funny. So Yuli was always around, but we were always going to the studio. And then, the studio is work. After the studio, we can hang out with the Yulis of the world and, anybody else that was around at that time.
Yuli had nothing but the utmost greatest things to say about you, man. When we did our text, and then we were texting, you and I went to an individual text.
That's right.
And we were communicating, and then we decided we were going to talk. I was going to see you at the studio.
Yeah, that's right.
Like a day later, or 2 days later. Yeah. I was going to see you at the studio. You were going to be there with a client of yours.
Right.
And I said, hey, man, I'll meet you over there. I just had a long-ass day. But anyhow, Yuli knew about it. Evidently, you must have told him, yeah, man, me and Wes talk. He's going to come to the studio tomorrow, and we're going to kick it, this, that, whatever. So Yuli, being a dope-ass dude he is, he follows up. He wants, he hits me up. Hey, man, what's up, man? I heard that you're going to go to the studio, da-da-da-da. And I said, yeah, man, in actuality, we're talking about doing it at this time. It all depends, blah, 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 blah. And he goes, listen, man, I know how this process goes, and I know that you're going to get to know him for yourself, but let me tell you about this fool. And then he just says, man, that's my brother right there, bro. Like, that dude's been running with me for a long time. There's not many people who can tell me. And I'm like, damn, I'm surprised I never met him. You know what I'm saying? Every time I come, he goes, bro, just one of those things. You know, we all do our things. It's just like you, Wes. People don't know how close I am to you. We don't hang out that much. Yeah,
right.
we don't, we just don't. We too busy doing our own things, which is great. But when we see each other, it's just mad fucking crazy love.
That's right.
And he was saying the same thing with you. And then he was saying, dude, this is one of the smartest people I know. I think that's one of the biggest compliments.
No, that's the biggest.
This is one of the smartest people I know. That's exactly what he said.
Yeah, and he knows quite a few people, man.
Exactly.
I gotta tell him, man. Wow, I'm
exactly.
glad,
Right? That's flattering, bro.
Yeah,
It is. It really is, man. What's going on, beautiful people? Just want to take a moment to thank everyone out there for tuning in. We continue getting so much love and support and appreciate every bit of it. But on that note, if you're a new listener or simply someone who's interested in following our journey, please take a second to subscribe to our channel or download whatever necessary app in order to never miss a show. Also, why not give us a follow on Instagram at BlackSheep305 and at Gus Villamil. Again, we truly appreciate all the love and support and look forward to continuously giving everyone listening a different perspective. Now let's get back to the podcast. I think the awesome irony behind people like Yuli and ourselves as well. But it just feels weird talking about ourselves like that. But people like Yuli, he has a reputation that well, now the reputation has changed. He used to have a reputation that was more so gang related, fight related, whatever. Aggressive. Totally aggressive. Street, hood, whatever. He's the complete fucking opposite now.
Well,
I mean,
that's always been in him. It's just being shined, more upon now. He's bringing more light to the situation that he's really not that person that they depicted. He's allowed to be that free-loving, humble guy, feeds the homeless, gives a helping hand, raises children other than his own, that type of person.
If you're going to be a soldier, here's my little reference. If you're going to be a soldier. Sorry, I'm about to take the hit of this joint.
Boy, that Cavassier coming through for you, Black Sheep. And Cavassier.
If you're going to be a soldier, it doesn't matter the amazing human that you are outside of, let's say, whatever military it is. And it doesn't matter what you did on the battlefield not anything, but for the most part, that was your job. And you were taught to do this.
That's right.
And depending on the situation that you applied for, that you accepted, you said, hey, I'm going to go into this knowing this and expecting that, and this is what I'm supposed to do, and I'm going to try to give it the best I got, and that's what it is. And if that's killing a motherfucker, blowing up some shit, dragging somebody's body, helping your brother out, doing some heroic shit that you never thought you had in you, whatever it is, that's what's going to come out of you because that's what you signed up for, and if you're the right person, that's what comes out of you. Even if you sign up, quote unquote, for the wrong thing. Hustling, whatever it is. That's what you signed up for, so you're going to do what you're supposed to do.
That's real.
And that's what he did.
Yeah.
And that's not defending anything about anything that he's done.
Or glorifying it.
That's just, exactly. Or glorifying. It's just, that's what the road that he accepted during that time. And then he did what he did, whatever that was. But there's no taking away the amazing man that he is now.
That's real.
None.
That's real. And real is real. I get that saying from Coach.
Coach, when you say coach, what are we talking about?
Ronnie Robinson.
That was your old coach?
No, that's the artist Iceberg. That's his dad. He and I grew up together from childhood, and he became a coach and mentor to children. Ages, I don't know, maybe 6 to maybe 15. Who knows? Playing under him at the Optimus football level. So the things that we grew up doing, he wound up, doing from being coached to now being the coach.
Isn't it safe to say, how about this, right? I was watching this, man, it was Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan had a podcast with these two homegirls of his, two comedian homegirls, and somewhere there they mentioned some type of parenting. They had a moment of parenting, And Joe Rogan was saying, well, I mean, isn't it crazy? And I might be wrong, so please, anybody listening, don't hold it against me. But it was one of his shows. He was like, isn't it crazy that we always want to stay real to the roots, right? Like Joe's like, I'm a comedian and this is what I do, and this is it, and that's that. And this is why I didn't want to do certain shows because they want to govern you, they want to tell you how to do it. I don't like doing movie roles because they want to, blah, 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 blah. This is why I got my own podcast. This is why I do what I do, because this and that. But you become a parent, you have this kid, and even though you believe in all these things, you're actually not teaching them the opposite, but I don't want them to go through the things that I went through. I want them to, therefore, and then I guess I'm referring to that because if you did anything, I'm not going to say you're ashamed of, because you shouldn't be ashamed of at all whatsoever.
No, everything is a learning experience. Everything, no matter what it is, you're going to learn something.
But you knew they weren't the best decisions. Okay. Right. Okay, cool. Whether illegal, unwise, somewhat wrongful, doesn't matter.
Ethical, unethical.
Exactly.
Healthy, unhealthy.
Now you obviously, hey man, I'm not in that situation anymore. For whatever reason it is, I'm not there no more.
That's right.
I'm more mature. I'm older. I have another opportunity. I'm out of prison. Whatever the fuck it is. Got a better job. I got a kid. Whatever it is.
Right.
Now you want to teach the opposite of what you did. You did what you did for whatever reason you knew, but you didn't. You said glorify. You didn't accept that was it, but you did it because the circumstances called for it.
Yeah, sometimes.
And it just doesn't matter if somebody could have said, yeah, but you still could have, should have. What? Okay, but that's what I did. Now, though, and this is speaking back to Yuli, and I know that both of us do the same, and I love when people who've been down and out do the same. Now we give back. Now we want to try to help everybody else in our own way. That doesn't mean donate this or fucking start a nonprofit. No. In your own way, you give back, and you try to tell people, hey, man, trust me, I went the wrong route. I could have made a better decision. I think you want to think about this another time and do this. And you know what I mean?
Some people give back just their time, conversation. Like me, I don't want to go out there and say I'm about to coach all of these children. I just rather find a couple of them because I'm better off getting through to a couple of them because I got a slight tinge of ADD myself, man. I mean, if I'm out there with 20 children and one of them runs to the left and the other one is coming at me and this one's over there doing jumping jacks when he's supposed to be doing sit-ups, I'm like, bro, what's going on? That's not me.
Getting fired.
Let me take these two. Maybe they need help reading. Maybe they need help, just somebody to talk to. You never know what somebody's going through. And I'm a firm believer that somebody's always in a worse position than you are. So you got to be considerate and take into consideration that, hey, this guy might not be doing so good today. Let me see what's happening with him. You know what I mean?
100%. And I love that you said that the way you did. I love to try my best in my own little unique fashion to try to pass on the knowledge that I now have I don't want to be overbearing the big brother, I don't want to volunteer my time, big brother. Here's a quick example. The same time I was eating with my mom, we were at a Spanish restaurant and we were outside because over here in Miami, anybody listening in Miami, the rules are going to change in a couple of days. They're going to bring it back to, we can go back into the restaurants. But as of right now, everything's been outside dining. So we're outside. Now I see these three kids. And this is Town and Country Plaza. This is right here in Kendall. I see these three kids, they mob up on their bikes. Beautiful, big, fat tire, fucking cruiser type bikes, but with like skills, They roll by and I tell my mom, I say, hey man, I see the motherfuckers running around everywhere. I see them go down my street. When I was going jogging, I see them going down this way. It's about three to five of them. I was like, damn, Mom, it's pretty cool, man. Reminds me of, back in the days with the boys, with Danny and this and that. And she's like, oh, but did they look delinquent? I'm like, you never know. And right away I flashed back to me because we were never delinquent, but we did stupid shit. Jumped certain fences we shouldn't have. Somebody left something slipping. Somebody in the crew might grab it. It's something that we did as idiots. But anyhow, we did enough stupidity. So the kids who I rode by, they rode back. And they literally stopped, right? Because we're at the corner of this plaza. That's where the restaurant was. They stop at that corner, 2 of them. And we're looking right at them like if 2 pigeons just stopped, just dropped down. And I said, oh, yeah, Mom, watch. I'm gonna fuck with them. So I look at the boys and I say, hey, what's up, man? Like an OG. What's up, man? Hey, how y'all doing? I said, how old are you guys? Oh, I'm this and I'm that. I said, man, I see you guys riding around a lot. I see you riding down there. And I started naming, oh, yeah. Here comes the other one, 3rd one. I said, I've never seen you, though. You new to the group? No, I've been with them for a while. I'm like, oh, there's a bigger group? Oh, yeah, there's about, they're ready to debate. I'm like, there's like 5 of y'all, right? No, there's like 10 to 12. I said, God damn, I haven't seen that many of y'all. Oh, yeah. And I said, well, shit, how did y'all get together? How did this all happen? I'll get back to it, but I like seeing this. How did this happen? So they broke it down. Great. Just stupid little story. Really, it's just they almost all live in a cul-de-sac.
Okay.
Every family in that cul-de-sac, those are all the kids.
Yeah, they have a kid.
That's it. And they might have sisters, I don't know, but all these boys, and they all got in their little bike gang, but cool as fuck. So, I tell them, man, listen, man, we used to do the same thing. And I think it's awesome. And I can't remember the last time I looked at some kids, some teenagers, obviously in the right way, never in the wrong way, and it touched my heart, like it did. Like, I see you guys, and I really have fond memories. We used to have some of the funnest times when we'll get on our bikes, and not a lot of parents will trust you, especially nowadays.
Especially nowadays.
What? With craziness going on? They don't want you to go past
hit and runs.
Fucking, if I can't see you, you don't move. These boys are going all around fucking Kendall, dog. And I said, I think that's awesome. My mom used to do the same thing. That's my mom. She used to do the same thing. My parents used to let us ride. We used to ride all through Eureka, down south, almost to Gould sometimes. And I said, listen, and then it hit me. Fuck, we used to do some dumb shit.
Yeah.
And then there came my moment. And that was my moment when I felt like, I need to do this. Though I know somebody's gonna do it because it happens. It's just it's a numerical equation. You can't deny the fact that 1 out of something is gonna happen. In front of me was 5. The normal group is 10. They say they go up to about 15. It's inevitable. So I said, listen, guys, I'm not the one to be like a father and all this. I give that real OG bullshit real quick so they took it like I'm not being a square. But I do want to give y'all some advice because I was hoping that I can resonate so they don't just blow me off. Because I remember when I was young like that.
But
I might blow somebody off.
Yeah, but we need to do more of that, just like what you did,
yeah.
So that they know. We don't know when those kids go home if they're being chastised. It'd be good that they can go in and say, "Hey, Mom, I was up there at the center, and one of these older guys came and told me, man, keep doing what you're doing, keep doing good." Because, Mom probably like, hey, what your badass was out there doing?
Yeah, right.
Not knowing I wasn't doing nothing.
And I told him, I said, look, guys, I don't need y'all to snitch each other out. I don't need y'all to make anything obvious, but I'm going to tell you this. When we had our group, it was the funnest times. I promise you it was the funnest fucking times. But then eventually one of us started fucking it up. There's always someone who wants to be too challenging, who wants to be too risky, and wants to do some dumb shit.
Yeah.
I was like, fellas, I ain't biting my fucking tongue. I was talking to them just the way I'm talking right now. I said, I ain't biting my fucking tongue. Okay, I'm being dead ass. You guys got a good thing here. I can see it. I see a great friendship. You guys don't know it now, but you motherfuckers might be best friends at the age of 40. I'm telling you. And you'll never forget this. Because I had a homeboy just like you, and he died. He overdosed. And my other homeboy, he's in prison. Who do I got left? My brother and me, we're the only ones who got these memories left of this biking time, this young time. I said, listen, man, I know you're going to have fun. I know you're going to do silly shit. Ain't nobody telling you not to. But just don't bend that law, man. Don't bend that law. Leave people's property alone. Don't jump that fence. Just don't do that dumb shit. Because even though it'll be a silly crime and you probably get away with it, if you don't, your parents are going to break y'all up. This fucking thing is over. And that's exactly what my parents did to me. And it did it to us. And we dreaded life after it. Yeah. Eventually we got it back, and then we fucked it up again. And then at that point, that was it. Eventually we're all deep in high school doing our own thing. So I'm just telling you, man, hey, man, I ain't trying to talk y'all ear off. You guys look like a fucking great bunch of, young cats. You got great parents. Make sure you tell them thank you, that they trust you the way they do. Don't fuck it up. Whoever fucks it up, tell them to get out the group and keep on mobbing.
That's real.
And they were very appreciative, and they were very thankful. And you can see it in them. No attitude, great kids. And I felt good, man, because you don't get
And you should have.
you know, you don't.
And
get
you
it.
definitely should have, because you did something right. You told somebody, hey, man, we were out here doing the same things. At the end of the day, some of us start doing different things. Then you know what? You got a decision to make. You riding down the street. Do I go to the left? Do I go to the right? Do I keep going forward? Whatever's right, man.
Definitely got decisions to make. It's great to teach the youngsters out there that you grow a set of balls. Your balls drop a little lower. You grow an extra hair on your chest. When you come across those hard decision times when you're young, damn, do I go with fucking little Billy Badass over here who always likes to fucking start shit? Because I do want to play baseball, and but I know he's just gonna start some shit. Or do I go with Ivan, who's a square, but we're gonna go right down the street to the lot, to the church lot, and we're just gonna hit around this and that. I'm gonna stay safe because this Billy likes to fucking start fights. You see?
Yeah.
That's gonna tell you a lot about your kid, little by little, on those decisions to make. And I don't think as parental guidance we don't make that clear enough.
Well, I think what happens is you just want to think what's best for your child. And some of us could be too protective, but some of us just aren't protective enough, to be honest with you. I mean, in Kendall, we view things different for people in Kendall than we view them in Liberty City, Little
100%.
Haiti, and
It's true.
you know. So
dynamics different, everything's different.
What you're presenting right then, they need more of that up there
as well. Yes.
So that's why I salute my dad. He worked at the post office, just retired after 43 years delivering the mail. Damn. When he got off of work, he still made it to the boys club to be our coach for years.
You said your dad passed.
No, he didn't pass. He just retired.
No, okay, but I thought you spoke like, was it your mom that passed?
Mm-mm.
No, so
No,
both.
my younger brother, my youngest brother passed away.
Okay, but I was crazy confused.
Yeah,
I thought it was one of
yeah.
your parents. Wow,
No,
so they're both alive and healthy.
Yeah.
So and your dad still?
He just retired.
But is he still doing at the youth center?
No. Yeah, he stopped. Because as he got older, the children became more wayward, and you couldn't talk to those children the way that you did back then, and you couldn't do certain things with the children. My dad was never abusive to the other people's kids.
Right.
I mean, he pound me in a heartbeat, but he can't even correcting them by making them stand straight.
Yeah, that'd be considered. Yeah.
You know, he'd be in court.
That's crazy.
So,
that's true. Yeah.
He stopped, but when he delivers mail, everybody knew him, and the younger kids that grew up and went to college, he can tell you their whole history. Hey, he went to such and such and such and such, was always a good one. And he could tell you that's such and such. He stayed in some stuff,
So you definitely had some great guidance.
Oh yeah, man. Great parents, man. Not nothing I can say about them that's bad, or they didn't let me, or no, they encouraged me to do music. They encouraged me to learn, though. And that's the thing that we were talking about with this book situation.
Right. So in order to get to the book, we got to know a little bit about the story behind the book. Walk us into that. Walk us into this very unique story that you have of a mixed breed of things that occurred and shows the ugly side of the system without a doubt.
Yep.
And there's so many layers to it, starting with one of the reasons we vibe so well. Your story was way more intense than mine, but I want to say this the politically correct way, the immense distrust, man, it hurts me to say it like that because I want to say it way worse. The immense distrust that we have for lawyers.
Yeah, man.
And for so many reasons. But luckily, once again, we both shared, we are part of the pudding. The proof is in the pudding. We literally lived it, did it, saw it, realized it, acknowledged it, and helped ourselves get in better positions because of it.
That's right.
Therefore, we kind of earned the right. We're not just saying, hey, a lawyer did me wrong and I could have got, no. Way deeper than that. And a lot of people listening don't know the roots of my story. I know one day I'll say it soon, but they do know that I've been to prison.
That's
so
right.
Take us a little bit through what exactly was it? Tell it how you want it. I know when you told me the story, you held back nothing, and I was like, wow. And yet you still got found guilty like that.
Oh yeah, man.
Tell it however you choose to.
So in a nutshell, because I want to save some stuff for the people that choose to purchase the book or whatever and support.
Completely
or
understood.
Or however they do.
Right.
But in a nutshell, I found myself facing a whole lot of time for an unfortunate homicide. You know, I say homicide, people like, yo, somebody got killed. People get killed every day. Some justifiable, some excusable, some are not. When you go to trial for a homicide and it gets to a certain point that's with the jury instructions, they're going to say, hey, you can find this person not guilty if this killing was justifiable or excusable homicide. Right after that, they have to tell you what justifiable and excusable homicide is. And if they don't, my friend, those are some improper jury instructions. And that's what I found myself facing. Still got convicted because those instructions were never read properly. And in 2 years of studying in the prison law library, I say, hey, this is what happened to me. And it wasn't recognized until 6.5 years later.
Which, when we did the calculations, was pretty much towards the end of your sentence anyhow.
Yeah, towards the end. And they still said, hey, we might be wrong, but maybe not all that wrong, so we accept probation.
So, and again, we're saving a lot of details. You got incarcerated because someone lost their life.
Yeah.
The accusations were wrong. You knew it right away, so you're fighting. Now, your lawyer did whatever it is that he or she?
He
Did for you. Was this the same lawyer that you had when you were inside the whole time? This is this one lawyer, and then you did your own thing?
So the lawyer that I went to trial with definitely was not the lawyer that I went on appeal with.
Okay.
The lawyer that I went on my first appeal, the direct appeal, was nobody I recommend. Did nothing as well, took 10 grand, knew how to cash that check, but didn't know how to,
So before you go on, because I don't want people to just overly assume things like we're not being clear enough. Why do you think this lawyer, without a doubt, did not deserve his $10,000? Why do you feel a certain type of way about this lawyer? You don't have to go in extreme details,
right,
but where did he fall short where you just knew?
So this would be the trial lawyer. And just so to be clear, the only thing that you can appeal on your sentence, on your case, are the things that were objected to. Once this lawyer agreed to the improper jury instructions being read, I was done for. The jury had no way to find me not guilty for lack of knowledge. But you're depending on this guy, and he wasn't a 10 grand guy. He was more like a 50K guy to go to trial while you're facing a life sentence. And when they say life right now, we both know, Black Sheep, that means your natural life.
Right.
I was convicted and went to prison for 11 years I was sentenced to. So a novice lawyer, so to say, because we're not lawyers, we're just novices that study in the law. This guy has a degree. And in these type of cases, doggone well, this instruction should be read. Wasn't read, wasn't even objected to, wasn't, hey, stop, something's wrong. When I found it, I'm like, yo, this is really wrong. So I wrote out the motion and gave it to a new appellate lawyer and told him, hey, you need to adopt my motion, meaning you need to take what I said and add it to whatever it is that you want to say and send it in. And that's what happened. So out of all the arguments that were presented, do you know the one that worked? Wasn't the one that I got paid, that I paid for. It was the one that came from me in that law library studying and putting together.
So if I was to talk about my lawyer the same way you just did about yours, I can tell you a lot more details, which is pretty simple, and I'll relate to it another time. For a year and 2 months, he was paid 15 grand. We paid 3 grand for some specialists to come in to talk about something in my behalf and other miscellaneous bullshit. So almost about 19 grand. My mom, bless her heart, she put the house up for as collateral,
That's right.
Got the loan, whatever. Anyhow, the man was literally caught up in some huge cocaine case in New York that he went back and forth with about 3 different trips. Those 3 different trips in that about 16 months, he had to continue
Continuance.
several of our court cases, which we all know. You try to get the other team to do that. You don't want to do that because if they do that, they run out of ammo. They can buy no more time, which means they probably didn't have a lot on you. They're missing something. When you ask for more time, it's because you don't have enough in your case.
But if your lawyer asks, you're aiding them. You're helping the other side. So
100%. And every time I try to get in contact with him, like, hey, when am I going to get with you and tell you the whole story? And when are you going to holler at this person, that person? There was some type of, anyways, the communication was horrible, blah, 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 blah. Fast forward, when I got offered my first deal, it was 10 years. And I just couldn't believe it. I just thought, why am I in this situation? There's no way. I've never had any kind of record. It was an unfortunate accident. Somebody lost their life, but, it was, accident.
Same here. Just to interject.
Exactly.
I was, grew up in the inner city, 30 years old, never had an arrest. Concealed weapon permit, license.
That's the crazy part. Part that I know of.
Everything, and why I'm reluctant to go so much into it
right.
is because we have to get these guys to read. You got my name. Google it. I tell everyone to Google it. When you worried about, dang, man, my homeboy, went in and he's out kind of fast, like a microwave sentence, I'm worried about him. And, oh, man, I beat my cases in the law books. Yeah. Google Scholar. Hit Google Scholar and put his name in and look in and they have the case law right there. You can look at it from your phone. You don't have to worry about if your homeboy ain't right. Look his name up. So I encourage everybody, man, look my name up. It'll tell you the whole story. Now you'll know that much more about me. And now I know you've learned something for the day.
But do you feel like your lawyer was just being a scumbag, was being lazy, was being...
I won't say scumbag. I would say that definitely lazy. I would say he depended on, how would you say?
Paralegal?
No. He didn't even depend on the law. He depended on logic. Logic's going to tell you this guy is innocent. This other person that's deceased was aggressive, and he depended on that. And he didn't depend on the law. So when all of this was going on, he overlooked the job. The job was sloppy, and I can't say that he wouldn't have won for somebody else. Maybe that's what was in the cards for me right at that time. But I can say the job performance was not the best.
I can say this. Well, this is my opinion, obviously. The same way, if you're going to go to a mechanic, unless it's the family mechanic who's been there forever, close, all that good stuff, whatever you think your problem is, whatever noise you're hearing, this and that, you need to get several opinions. You need to do some research. You need to make sure you're in the know. You need to go back to what you said way earlier in this. You need to educate yourself.
That's right.
So that you at least don't go in blindly when you go to the mechanic and you tell them what you tell them. You tell them what you heard. You talk about the research you've done and so on. So that this mechanic, just in case, he's one of those scumbag mechanics and was ready to pull a fast one on you, he knows, okay, let me not do this because whether he is lying or not, he already blah, 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 blah. So you have a way higher rate of getting the type of response you want to find out what's really going on. So I feel like everybody should do that. I'm saying that because of my case and because of all the cases that I studied while I was in prison. We both did a lot of legal work for other inmates.
That's right.
We both helped a lot of inmates.
That's right.
Lower their sentences, get home early, this and that, while fighting our own cases. This is a big deal of why we vibe the way we do and the efforts that we put forth into our cases. And I realized through that efforts, fuck, man, there's a lot. And I'm not saying it for you. I'm saying it for me. There's a lot of fucking scumbag lawyers out there because I was getting to know so many individual inmates' personal stories, detail for detail, of what happened with their case and this, and they would admit what it really was. I promise, West, I did this, that, and that, and that. How the fuck did you take this as part of your plea bargain?
And just like you said, Wes, just like you said, we didn't take advantage of what we knew. Now, some of those inmates that can't read and comprehend what's going on, you didn't know how to read and comprehend the law until you got there and needed it, because you were not,
involved in that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it.
It was not a part of your everyday world.
Exactly.
But once you knew you were in trouble, hey man, you know what? It's time to get it.
What's up, folks? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Black Sheep Perspective Season 2. If this happens to be your first time watching or listening, please take a quick second to hit that subscribe button and tap that notification bell so that you don't miss another episode. Once again, thank you everyone out there for all the support. And a big shout out to Infused Wellness. During these difficult and weird times, especially while trying to balance my responsibilities in life, I just was not able to focus on keeping my body as healthy and energized as I wanted it to be. And I'm sure many of you out there go through the same tough times while trying to deal with what life throws at you as well. So I reached out to my man Alex at Infused Wellness. They provide hormone optimization, custom vitamin IV therapy, peptide therapies, weight management, anti-aging medicine, hair restoration, skincare and aesthetics, and yes, folks, sexual functions. So listen, they customize programs tailored to each individual's needs, and the results are guaranteed. Alex and everybody out there working for Infused Wellness, thank you for helping me get by these rough times and making me feel the way I've always wanted to feel. Now let's get back to the podcast.
Yeah.
Okay,
because now it's all on you, bro. What you have to do is find a way, how do I get out of here? Like, why am I in here? Don't go to playing the basketball and the football. Now I'm living out my Michael Jordan fantasies. Now I'm Michael Vick. Now I'm Barry Bonds, Gary Sheffield, Jose Canseco, whoever you want to be. Man, go hit that law library. More than likely, if you went to trial, somebody did something wrong in there. You have to find it, exploit it, find a way to get it in the court. So it's just not as simple as this was what's wrong and I wrote it out and Mr. Judge, here it is. No, it's called, you have to have the proper vehicle. You can put in the right argument in the wrong motion and they're going to deny you.
No, watch this. Let's be, because I was the one calling the lawyers out and talking the shit, right? Let's defend them, quote unquote. Let's defend them, okay? And this is very, very, very possible too. The goodness in my heart wants to think like this as well. You're biting off more than you can chew. By that I mean you don't have enough paralegals under you, or competent enough, savvy enough, educated enough, veteran enough, whatever it is.
Or caring
enough. Fucking great point. Whatever it might be, you guys, you and your team, you and your firm, you're taking on more than what you should because you're not giving me enough. You're not putting, I don't care who's doing the work, because I know that the actual lawyers, the two guys who run the firm, you guys are just the actors. I don't mean the actors like you're putting on the act. No, they give you all the paperwork. They give you the whole.
That's a great term for it.
And then you're the one who presents it.
That's a great term for it, though, the actors, because they have to get in there and act out your defense. Having a defense attorney does not guarantee you have a legal defense.
Exactly.
You can have the guy up there, he's just talking and going through the motions, but it can be a whole bunch of, excuse my French, bullshit at the end of the day.
But here's it's not, it is crazy, man. Because right now I'm having a moment. Like I feel like
yo, bro.
Like I feel it.
I see you, Black Sheep. And we're not trying to live in that moment, but it's okay to revisit it.
Right.
And we're not going to make the whole Black Sheep perspective about bashing the lawyers.
No,
because
exactly.
That's not what we're doing. But we are bashing some of you guys because you went to school for it and you took a lot of money from a lot of people to go in there and send people's family to prison.
I want people to look at it a little bit deeper, because I think this is the part that they miss. And this is just me assuming. I don't know. Obviously, I'm biased to the whole situation. You're talking about people's lives completely changing in such a fashion that it's really, no one is capable of knowing how much, but the change will be immense. Follow me on this. as a lawyer, if you take somebody's case on and you don't give them everything you fucking got, and that's a lot, that's asking for a lot. I get it. That's your profession.
That's right.
So if you got to hire somebody for this and you just got to do the math, how much can you do? How much can they do? But if you can't give somebody your all, and this involves their life, you're going to change their fucking life, dog. You should not be doing that, or you should not take that case, because little fucking Jessica might catch 2 years on some stupid ass bullshit. And now while she's in there, she gets raped by some butch ass lesbian fucking chicks. Then she gets out. She doesn't want to tell nobody about that. She was only there 2 years. This ain't no movie shit, you know, But she knows what happened to her.
She knows.
And then we don't need to go into details, but that changes her life forever. From the fact that whether she now never digs another guy, or now she's afraid of women, and now she's got daddy issues, whatever the fuck, it can go so many levels. Bring it down to the root. Lawyer, if you and your staff cannot give this person your best efforts, don't go for the money. Don't tackle more than you can, because these are people's lives that you're fucking with. This ain't a fucking civil suit. This ain't going for some money. Hey, man, I think we can get $1 million, but we'll settle for $500,000. If at worst, this and that, we're all winning. No, this ain't that. You will fucking completely alter somebody's life if you don't give it all you got. That's what I'm saying. So if anybody's listening to this, watching, my suggestion is, it doesn't matter what legal matters you might be going through, do you. Yeah. Do your part. Because no one's going to fucking take care of you or look out for you like you. Yeah. So do your part.
That's just like what a lot of people don't know. And don't get this twisted. I'm not an advocate. I'm not saying, hey, go do it. But if you were, say, let's just use a real name, Willie Falcone.
Okay.
All right.
Very known.
Willie Falcone. Mm-hmm. Do you know Willie Falcone could have paid taxes on this alleged drug money, and then they couldn't hit him with evading taxes?
Which was what brought them to the next level of getting him, right? Yeah.
So it's so much stuff. So what I implore people to do, hey, man, I'm not saying go be, a car thief. But if you are, learn the statutes of what happens if you get caught for being a car thief.
Right.
Because that's the only thing that you have to worry about if that's what you're doing. But God forbid you steal a car and it's a gun in it. Now you have a stolen car, stolen firearm. Now you got to learn what goes on with that. And while you're getting away, hey, man, I damaged public property. Now, what does that carry? Right. How do I get out of this? So all of the stuff that you sitting around while you out on bond, because that's how the lawyers get you as well. Hey, man, I got you that bond. No, man, they granted you a bond because they saw fit. He didn't do such a great job to get you out on bond. You just had that much of a criminal record that I can take a chance on it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not that serious. It's serious, but it's not that serious that I need to hold him in here. So when we don't study, this is what we get dealt the blow with.
So people got to get your book in the future. They got to look you up. They got to follow you. They really want to know everything. Yeah. They got to do some more research. So tell us a little bit about how we got into this book. I read, it's on the computer, so I don't know how many pages I can say that I read. But I remember when you described about the book, you were holding back on it. You're like, Wes, I really think you're gonna dig it. This was towards the end of our lunch, and by then we saw how much we vibed, and we both been through similar cases and so on and so forth. And you're like, you're gonna really dig it, and I was like, I bet, I can't wait, And you're like, nah, trust me, because I'm spitting some fire. I'm keeping it real, motherfucking educational. I'm really, telling people about, all the intellectual aspects of it. But I'm also keeping it real and reminding people that this isn't just somebody spitting out facts about how things are. This is somebody who really lived it.
That's real.
And is still bouncing back from it.
That's real, man.
And I love when you mesh those two, because it holds a lot more. It just holds more water. Someone could write this book about you, and it'll probably be a great book, but it ain't going to be like you writing it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's coming 100% from the heart, and you lived it all the way through up until now. So What's going on with the book? Where are we at with that?
So first and foremost, the book is called The Show, The Real Life Law and Order.
Okay.
So we were going to release it like September 25th or so. And I do have a new IG. It's called Freedom Show TV.
Spell exactly how it is. Freedom Show TV.
That's correct.
Okay.
FREEDOMSHOW.TV at IG.
Okay.
You know, that's my IG for it. So what's going on right here is, I don't want to give so much away, but just understand that it has a lot of game in it. And when I say game, it's like, yo, I'm going to show you what happened to you in the courtroom. Whether you took a plea, whether you went to trial, whatever happened, and it can be civil, family, criminal, it's all the same. This is what transpires in these courtrooms. This is what you have to put yourself up on and make yourself aware of what you're looking out for. You don't want to be blindsided. You out on bond. I was out on bond, Black Sheep, 17 months. You know how many courtrooms I went to see what my lawyer was doing in it? None. Anytime I went to the courtroom, you know what it was for? A status conference. And I promise you, you can be the realest person in the world. You know you're just going to a status conference for them to tell you you have a continuance.
Right.
At the end of the night, or at the end of that court session, you're going to be drained. I just want to go home and go to sleep because it's stressful. But at the end of the day, the lawyer ain't stressed. You know what he is? He's paid. He's free. I never forget. I lost trial. So my lawyer tells me, you're not going to do all of that time. You know what I told him? Hey, man, check this out. Why don't you do the first 5.5 years or so and see if you can get out? And then if you can't, I'll go finish off the rest. Heavens, no, I can't do that. That's not how it works, you know?
God damn.
Yeah, you don't mind speaking to somebody that's going to prison, but you damn sure mind being the one that got to go.
You know, when I heard my first offer was 10, and I was dumbfounded. I just didn't expect that, and I told my lawyer, well, I didn't tell him, he already knew that ain't happening. So but when I heard it, I lost all respect for the courtroom. I leaned back on my chair and I kicked my feet up on the table, but I didn't do it on purpose. I was just so dumbfounded that I'm being thrown 10 years, because I'm just oblivious to this courtroom and how it goes, and it's just crazy.
So let me ask you, let me turn the table.
Mm-hmm.
How did you feel when they said this 10 years? And they said it, how did they say it? Like, we're going to offer you 10 years or that. Or was it matter of factly, or how did it happen?
It was, that's comedic, because it was kind of the first reality check, the first big reality check of, wow, I got a character of a lawyer here. I haven't talked to him. I haven't this. I haven't that. He tells me this. He's moving his one location to another location. He was moving his office to another office, all while going back and forth to New York for a big ass drug case. Am I getting effort over here? Because
where's your legal defense? Where's your legal defense?
Yeah, this guy got paid $15,000. So, and I know I have a case here, even though I'm guilty. I know I have a case here. Are we treating this the right way? You put your hands and you don't put the effort, like we mentioned earlier. So he was in the courtroom. This is the first day of preliminary court. This is, for people listening, this is when you're practicing everything that you're going to do in court in order for the judge to rule out, okay, you can't do that. Objection, or this or that. Okay, when we go to court, you can't say that, you can't do that. And it's all a practice. So it was the first day of preliminary court. And at the end of preliminary court, the lawyers, Mike, that was his name, he said, hey, Christina, how about you shoot us a deal, so we don't got to waste people's time here, because we both know that blah, 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 blah. And Christina says, a deal? Let me tell you something. If you want a deal, I'm going to tell you right now, don't waste my time. You'll not get anything less than 10. And when I heard that, that's when I kicked back and threw my feet. Anyways.
But let me ask you, Mike asked Christina, they're foes right then, right?
Yeah.
So you think.
Right, exactly. There you go.
I got you.
This is what I love about what I know you're bringing to the table with your series. And when you say talking about game, you're going to tell people stuff that they don't know. It's just, You just don't know it. It's like even the tax on a food item. You don't know what the tax is for until you find out. Or I'm sorry, not the tax. What they charge you. They're charging you because of their delivery price, their stocking price, their this, their that. Well, it's the same with these courtrooms. You know, there's layers of these people. They're having drinks with each other when it's all said and done.
Man,
and then they're
listen.
saying, hey, we're going to drag this on for about 8 months, but then I need you to work with me because it's just.
Well, even if it's the prosecutor and it's the public defender, they're in the same room. When they leave the courtroom, it's like, yo, where you going? Oh, I'm going to McDonald's. Oh, I'll walk with you. Now, they're going to get in the courtroom, and Black Sheep ain't know that, you know, Mike treated Christina to a
Right.
McFlurry. And,
Yeah.
you know, and matter of fact, Christina's kid was at Mike's house yesterday, and like, hold on, man.
Yeah.
And it's just how y'all talking about me, like matter of factly, you know, let's just close the book on this. You know,
Yeah.
we all know what's going to happen, but, you know, come on, you know, and let's put on this act for, and your $15K. Don't know if that's your last $15K. And they just want you to believe in them, man. Just believe in me. I got you. Just trust me. Don't worry about it. And you know what? That's what we do. We don't worry about it. Trusting in the lawyer writer. And you got enough sense that you could trust in yourself to read and write and comprehend what's going on, and you give it no effort. I'm not saying that you deserve to be there, but I will say you deserve to get took.
You know, you're right. You don't deserve to be there, but now this is what we're trying to teach people, pretty much.
Yeah,
from both of our experiences.
This is what it is, man. Please,
your book is going to do way more justice because you're going to give all these details, and then you're going to have your series, and you're going to break down a lot. But right now, especially at this in the podcast, what we're trying to teach people is when it comes to any kind of legal work, it does not matter what it is. I mean, if you want to say ticket clinic, all right, you get a pass. You get a pass.
Even with the ticket clinic,
you know
I got
what?
a red light.
You know what? You're
I got
right.
a red light camera ticket, and I told them, hey, do you know what? They wrote the ticket wrong. Oh, we've never had a problem there. Hey, you got one now. They wrote the ticket wrong. It said that I was going yada, 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 westbound, and I crossed this street. Well, westbound, that street isn't named that. That's going eastbound. Ticket was wrote wrong.
Yeah.
I'll see you in court.
Right. You know what? It's funny because I think the average ticket clinic is at least 129 or some shit like that.
Something.
And then 9 times out of 10, if you're facing some minor bullshit, it gets, wrote off, and then that's it. It's over. You paid once.
But that's how they get it.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't know they can easily do that on their own without ever paying the ticket clinic. They just got to go to court.
But that's the whole thing. We live in the world of convenience, bro.
That is true. And I'm not going to be a hypocrite. I'm one to take advantage of it when I have to, when I can, when I want to.
Man, listen, I'm not mechanically inclined. You come in the house, look at the refrigerator. You don't know what the name of my refrigerator brand is because it's magnets everywhere. That's who I'm calling when something breaks down. Man, go get the magnet, bro. Like, I don't know how to fix this. Roto-Rooter, whoever else, man, be my guest. Come over here.
Right.
That's still not good. But at the end of the day, like you say, I'm going to go to this mechanic, but I'm not going to him right now. I'm going to read first the manual on the car. Then I might even call the car dealership who's going to hammer me, so at least I know what the high end is. Then I'll flirt around and, okay. By the time I pull up on the dude, I'm like, hey, man, I don't think it's the timing chain. I think it's yada, 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 yada. But you can check. And now he knows, okay, he probably has a little bit of knowledge on what he's talking about.
Exactly.
And that's all I'm saying. Educate yourself enough that you can have these type of conversations. Once you have these conversations, take something from it. Go study a little bit more. I had a cousin, I promise you, he was in and out of jail, never had a criminal conviction for a long time. You know why? He knew when he went to court, he would tell them, speedy trial.
Yeah, he knew better.
And they like, hey, man, he got the right to a speedy trial.
Yep. If you do that right away.
Yeah, like right now.
Yep.
I'm when they say we need more time, he said, oh, we're ready. Y'all ready? And he's not a lawyer. He's supposed to be the criminal. And he knew, man, listen, I'm ready. If they're not ready in 21 days, let me go.
I think it's safe to say, if I'm not super accurate, I'm pretty sure it's right around the corner. Some of the wisest, most influential people of the world who have helped us get here, you know, at some point or another told you or influenced people, others, to question everything.
That's right.
That is a great basis to live by. I don't care what it is. You can say that there's certain exceptions, whatever, but really at the end of the day, question everything and everyone. So, hey, do you think that's as accurate as it should be? Well, you can't depend on that person's response.
But it gives you something to go on.
So keep going. What's further? All right, let me get a little bit of information on that. Whatever it is, again, the mechanic, court case, food. Somebody say, hey, you should go get fucking cucumbers. It's the healthiest thing. It just came out on the news. Did it? Did it really just come out on the news? And so it's supposed to be the healthiest shit now. Like they just found that out? All right, I appreciate that.
No.
All right, you questioned it. You
No.
heard it. Now look it up.
No.
See if you can find it.
And now, say you don't question it. Say you say, I take your word for it. Black sheep, that's the safest, healthiest thing. That's what's happening, the cucumber. And I take that cucumber, and now I'm getting sick. Man, why am I getting sick? Oh, I didn't tell Black Sheep I had diverticulitis. The seed gets stuck in the inside lining of my stomach, my intestines, and now it's sitting in the little hole poisoning me, and now I'm throwing up everywhere. And guess what? It wasn't so healthy for me. But guess what? I didn't research it.
So I still wasn't in the wrong.
You were never in the
And
wrong.
you weren't in the wrong for trusting me because like, you know I'm going to lead you the right way. But
I didn't research it.
there you go. Somehow it still ended up being like you should have done that.
And so I'm stuck at Mount Sinai and them telling me, hey, what's your birth date? I tell them my birth date. Have you ever been here? I was born here. And I'm throwing all up because that's a true story. Diverticulitis.
That really
Can't
happened to you, yeah?
Yes. Can't have the little seeds. You
Is
see
that
what
is
I'm
that
saying?
is that any food item that has seeds?
Yeah, like the strawberries, the seeds as small as that's on the strawberries even.
So what does that mean that it gets stuck in your
In the
tract?
lining of your in the lining of your
What is
you know.
what is it about your body that doesn't process seeds like the
So it's
average
like
person?
So it's like a water hose. And then you see how the water hose goes and it coils, and then if you have a little bulge
Yeah, like word.
where it's out of line.
Mm-hmm.
So that becomes like a pocket. So what happens is the food sits in the pocket, poisons the body.
Now, does that happen? That can happen to you with any food or just with seeds?
With seeds, for definite, because they're so small that they lay in the lining. But I'm pretty sure it can be other food, but it's the seeds that they tell you to stay away from. So it's definitely the seeds that it can happen.
I've never heard. I heard the term.
But before you say that, 1 second.
What's up, folks? Thank you once again for tuning in to another episode of the Black Sheep Perspective, Season 2, baby. If this happens to be your first time watching or listening, please take a quick second to hit that subscribe button and tap that notification bell so that you don't miss another episode. And once again, guys, really, from the bottom of my heart, thank you, everyone out there, for all the amazing support. And a big shout out to my man Hector and his entire team over there at Driver Shop USA. If you guys follow me on IG or live in this beautiful city of Miami, you'll be able to catch the dope-ass wrap job that was done to my Chevy Colorado truck. Not only did they wrap the entire truck to protect its original paint job, they then slapped on multiple high-quality logo wraps on all sides so that I can remind those of you who are looking to tune in to the best new podcast. From boats to motorcycles to automobiles of all kinds, Driver Shop USA is continuously redefining luxury. Now let's get back to the podcast. I'm always trying my best to become a better version of me every day. Even if I fall short, even if I know I might have done something that could have been a better decision, blah, blah, blah. Most of the times I'm doing a good job at it, becoming a better version of me every day. And part of it is growing up in the hood, going to prison, being from Miami, being from Florida, because I'm telling you right now, because I've been to so many other states, it's very different everywhere else. The word nigga, used in slang term, we're talking about N-I-G-G-A, however you want to say, not in that very racist form, is a very bad habit.
Right.
For a lot of us in Florida and very much the South. And that goes all across the board. whites, Hispanics, blacks, you name it. It's a very, very common term here. And
let's not make no mistake about it. It's not a term of endearment
at all.
You know, and we use it as such.
And it bugs me now because I'm just trying, again, I don't want to be a hypocrite. A part about becoming a little bit better, I'm not a religious person. You can't tell me to go to church, but part about being better is making valiant efforts to change certain things. That word has a negative
connotation.
I was going to say derives, but I don't know if you can say that as in a noun form, but yes. So it derives from bad times, and we know the story behind it, and it's just bad. And I don't want to be part of influencing it. Now, if I can't shake it and I do it amongst some of my closest friends, then it is what it is. I got no plex. It doesn't fuck with me.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lose sleep
because
over
everyone knows your heart, and they knows it's not being spewed.
And I'm almost gonna blame it on you, motherfucker. I'm gonna be like, yo, that's your fault. That's Yuli's fault. That's whoever else's fault, you know, because I don't ever do. But whatever. I'm not gonna lose sleep over it because I know where my heart's at.
That's right.
But yes, I do try to, tone it down because I don't want to be part of a problem. Too many people use it in a negative way, and it's just misused. By the way, for everybody listening, the way this topic came about was because I was telling him that one of my worst habits was not what I'm talking about right now, but more so was referring to women as bitches. And I was telling him, I once I get cool enough with a girl, a chick, friend or not, whatever, I tell them, hey, everything else I'll make you fall in love, but this is one that might bother you, and I just want to tell you ahead of time. If and when you hear it, understand, promise you, I don't look at females like anything negative. Anything I praise you, motherfuckers, way more than the average guy does. And I stick up for women, and I know that they got it so hard with this and guys and pregnancies and fucking periods and you name it, man. Yo, props to women. Props to women, man.
No doubt.
Props to women. I don't give a fuck, dog.
It sounds funny, but it was so real, bro.
But because I have been doing this for a while. I've been defending these females I didn't say bitches. I've been defending these females for a long time because I don't know what's wrong with fellas when they don't do it. I hope they do it more often now. But man, these women go through shit that we can't fucking compare, bro.
You got that right.
You don't know what a period is.
And thank God I don't.
I know. You don't know what a period is. You don't know what fucking menstruation is. You don't know what being pregnant is. You don't know what losing a kid is. Oh my God. Yo, they got it way tougher than we do. It is what it is. And I will never forget that. Maybe one of the biggest reasons because my mom is one of my closest people. No, she is my closest friend in the world. She means the world to me. Maybe, and because she's an amazing person, that helps. But I really do give a lot of women respect. So I don't want to be a hypocrite. It's just a habit. I grew up doing it. The hood taught me it. The music, the this, the that. Yes, that's one of my worst habits of saying, Bill, yeah, this bitch that, this bitch this. But I love you ladies, and I'm super respectful, and there's never anything malintended. Matter of fact, you know what's funny? I never call chicks hoes.
Okay.
You almost will never hear me say a female's a hoe. Reason being, I guess back to the comparison. Now I treat the word hoe as in like, ugh, you low down, dirty, and nasty. Just ugh.
That's the epitome of the scum, right?
Bad. That's bad. Like I don't fuck with hoes. I don't. I know you got fellas that go into that, that manly. Fuck it, a hoe's a hoe. I just want to get get my fuck on, whatever.
Right.
But even then, sometimes I'm like, I'd rather get my fuck on with a different type of female.
Right.
If I call you a hoe, you just don't give a fuck. You're just running through a lot, and you just don't care.
That's it.
Very tasteless. Very
like it's a wrap.
Yeah, that's it. So I don't say that word often at all because it means so much to me in a negative way that I would never use that word. I have homeboys who are like, hold this, hold that, and I'm like, damn, we can't refer to females. I think you're using the word hoe the way I use bitch. And that's why I'm just gonna go with, yeah. And isn't it funny, homie, how the simplicity behind the usage of a word.
Oh yeah, man.
And even the tone that you say it in holds a certain level of impact.
I'm in the club. I bump into you. My bad, bro. I'm in the club. You bump into me. I'm saying, bro. It's the same way spelled, bro, but it just don't, it don't come out the same way, like whatever. you know. So I get it. I mean, we was talking about that, you know, about the NIGGA word,
Right.
you know, and I try to erase it and eradicate it from my vocabulary. Does it come out sometimes? Yeah. You know why? Because it takes me back to a place when I was growing up, if that's what I called this person when I was growing up, oh, that's my nigga.
And man, it held a lot more, right?
When I pull up on him and see him, you know what he's gonna say? Man, that's my nigga. Because that's letting this person that's with him know, oh boy, that's his dog from way back. You know, that's somebody that he reveres. He has love and respect for. But no, it's not a term of endearment.
Right.
None, to say the least. You know what's going on now out here in the world? They use it too frequent and they use it, you know, recklessly.
Yeah, exactly that, recklessly. Would you say that, would you try to, I mean, obviously you just admitted that even sometimes you stay with it, but if you had the microphone, as now, but on a bigger platform, Joe Rogan, fucking right beside Donald Trump, whatever it is, would you tell your peoples, would you tell the black community, hey, I think in order to be in a better place, we all need to try to stop using this word a little less, more and more, as much as we possibly can until
Most
we can
definitely.
possibly get it out of our vocab, something like that.
Definitely.
Would you? Yeah.
Yeah, man. Most
I like
definitely.
to hear that, man. I like to
Most
hear that.
definitely.
I do.
I'm not bashing the people that use it.
Of course not.
I'm just telling them, educate yourself on it. You know, find out why do you use it. Find out where does it come from. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, you use it. Don't be a racist.
Right? Very
You know,
true.
Just don't, you know.
Very true. Speaking of the racism, and I'm not trying to super ignite something, but just from a personal perspective, because you know you have a multitude of people who have different opinions about what's going on right now. We were talking way earlier before we started the podcast, and you saw I had a moment, one of those moments where I was like really weirded out of like, damn, D, like we're in a fucked up place, man. We're in a really weird place.
And that was agreed upon.
And I don't say that often, dog, because once again, we've been at the bottom of the barrel, fucked up places.
Some bad positions.
So, and we've seen a lot worse, and I know you got me beat. I know where you were at. And I told you the prison I was at, I met an officer that I got really close with. And he's like, man, I'm so glad I'm over here. I was like, why? Well, this is a gladiator camp. There's nothing but riots from a bunch of fucking delinquent gang members. He was like, bro, I was at Martin Maximum Security. I was like, what's that about?
Yeah,
and then he told me, so.
Yeah. I mean, in a nutshell, I thought death was legal. I thought you could really kill somebody there. And for instance, because, you know, I can paint the picture for you. Wreck,
yeah, recreational call. Yeah, wreck.
You're on your way to wreck. Somebody gets stabbed to death. So now they want to have count.
Right.
Send you back in.
Yep.
You know. And 30 minutes later at Martin, you know what they say? Wreck yard open. Wow. That means they went out there with some form of chemicals, put it on that spot where that guy's blood was, cleaned it up as best they could, and you walked around it as you went to wreck.
Man, we would get shut down for a week while they did investigations of just a crazy ass one.
Yeah. Maybe an hour at the most.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, regardless, what I was getting to is it all depends on what you've been through in your life in regards to how your view is going to be on what's going on in life. If you're a sour motherfucker because you had a rough ass life, you know, I often say I either love old people, or I fucking hate them. Like, man, get your grumpy ass. You just think you've been through so much that you can't even show me an ounce of respect. You just want to fucking complain all the time, you know? Well, we've been through a lot.
Yep.
That changes your opinion. It definitely pushes or pulls it in different directions.
That's right.
Rightfully so.
That's right.
Because if you haven't experienced it enough, your opinion only holds in so much water. From what you've been through, now here we are in a very fucking difficult time. And I say that not even knowing how to describe the time. It's not weird.
It's indescribable.
It's not weird. Weird is weird. Weird is aliens. Weird is, hey man, what's going on? That fucking spaceship is still there and no one knows what the hell's going on. That's weird. No, this is just like, fuck, man. It hurts. It's crazy. It's wild. It's mind-boggling. It's conspiracy talk. It's a whole lot. But you, as a black man who's been through what he's been through, had the upbringing he's had, making a great comeback in your life with what you're doing now with the music industry. We'll go a little bit back to that in the book and everything else. But yet still holding a certain feeling towards everything. And then what we got going on right now. Where are you at with it? Because you're so intelligent. You've accumulated a certain discipline that most men of any sort would not have if they have not gone through what you've been through. But look at the layers to it, but have had the upbringing you had. Because if you didn't have those two awesome parents who taught you what they taught you, doing the 11 years that you did and going through the process you did, you can very easily, I guarantee, be a completely different person coming out.
Oh, yeah.
But you're not. So where do you sit with what's going on with the world? What's your take on it? And what would you tell people out there listening?
You know, the first thing I want to tell my people, man, we making a lot of noise. We're doing a lot of things. We're being heard. We have a platform, you know. Back to the penal system that you know all too well, like I do. We're grieving right now. We're grieving. And like you say, if it ain't put on paper, it ain't real. So a grievance in the prison, you write it out. You write out your grievance.
So people listening, grievance is when something happens that you consider wrong, whatever it is. Remember, guys, out in prison, it's an inside world like an outside world. You have a prison within a prison. You go to jail when you're in prison if you do a crime. You get accused of things. You get charges while you're in prison, and you got to go through a court system within the prison to find you more guilty. So there's a lot that goes on. So when there's a grievance, that's considered a big deal. That's when an inmate writes a formal, like almost
complaint.
Like if he was a lawyer, complaint of something that he found unjustifiable, and then you go through the process.
Whether it's dealing with medical, the cafeteria, my property, whatever, you file a grievance. But at the end of each grievance, you have what's called a remedy. This is what I want to happen. I'm hearing a lot of grieving, but I'm not hearing a lot of remedy.
And that's what you're referring to right now with what's going on out here.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's well said.
So what I'm saying is we can address all the problems. We need more remedies. We need more remedies. And I can't say what the remedy is. I don't care how many words I can put together. I can't come up with the remedy for you. I can't say what the remedy is for the next person. But as a whole, we need to get together and come up with the remedy. After that, we have to enforce the remedy. We have to be proactive. This is what we're demanding, not commanding. This is what I'm demanding of you. This is what you're doing to us. Like, we're dying out here. When one of my good friends tells me, hey man, if the police get behind me, not stopping, bro. I say, what you doing? Man, I'm going to call the police station and tell them I'm on my way there.
We spoke about that earlier, and we both agreed that is a great thing to do.
Yeah. When you get to the red light, you stop for it. If they get out the car, you're just telling them, hey, no, not stopping for you. I don't care if you get at the red light, get in the right lane and make a right turn. If you don't want to stop, and go to the police station and call them, hey man, I'm here. I'm scared. We should not have to live like that, bro.
I completely agree with you, D, 100%. And again, referring to the conversation that we had before we started the podcast, I was telling you that one of the reasons that I felt like we're in such a fucked up place right now is because your people are hurting. They're going through such an array of emotions that it's really clouding their judgment. You guys are so pissed, so hurt, so dumbfounded as to like, how the fuck is this really going on? Most of it unwarranted. Some of it not warranted, because it was always a bad decision, but you can understand. We talked about that earlier as well,
Yeah.
and I'm not trying to go into crazy details about it. But at the end of the day, your people are really shook. And what scares me is that because of that, I don't know that they have the right, not intentions, that they have the right mind frame to react the way they should to certain things. And that means from seeing what you see on TV, don't overreact. Question everything. We said that earlier.
Question everything. And
I refer to my brother, sorry to cut you off. I refer to my brother and my friend Chris on our conversation that we had in our text, referring to the two things that happened today that we talked about earlier as well. And Danny had asked me, that's my brother. Danny was referring to the way the cops handle it and how that would be judged from the viewer's perspective. And we were talking about how everybody was wrong. But then I mentioned how I think the number one enemy that doesn't, it gets mentioned, it definitely gets mentioned, but then it gets mentioned and it gets tossed to the side. But you have to go to the root of it. One of the number one enemies is the media. It's the media. Because they're only showing you what they want to show you, and they're labeling it and titling it the way they want to title it, and they blow it up as they want to blow it up, and immediately it's almost like right in front of you, but yet it's still, what's that type of subliminal? It's still a subliminal message. It's not a subliminal message because it's right in front of you. It's in your fucking face. You're the only fool watching it. There was no secretive about it. But what you don't realize is repetition. I say it every podcast. Repetition, that's how you learn anything. When I teach people MMA, you have to do 1,000 fucking good jabs. I told you they'll be doing that sooner or later, right? You have to do 1,000 jabs before you find a good jab. I don't care if you got it so far. It takes repetition. And that's what you want to believe something, you got to believe in it enough times. You got to practice it, say it, see it, what becomes manifestation. Well, the same thing applies with what we're talking about.
you brought up an excellent point earlier when we were off air, and you was talking about the police learning certain things, certain maneuvers, making things better. And I mean, you made an excellent point. I don't want to go into it, but I just wanted to tell you, you know, actually on air, that that's something that you should look into, because like I say, we have enough stuff to complain about. We need more things to fix it.
See, that's great. I love that you said that. What he's referring to, guys, is I basically told him that I had an idea, that it came to me this afternoon when I was taking a shower. You know, I was when I have a guest coming, I role play my ass off. You know, what am I going to talk to the guest about? You know, what different A, B, and C's you would respond to? What would be my ABCs to all your AB? You know what I mean? And that's how I try to get myself ready for my podcast. I try to be sharp as I can. So in that process, I knew that there was a lot of depths that our conversation go through tonight. And I didn't even know that you know, I told you earlier that when we talked about your case, I didn't know what level we were going to talk about it. And I was like, you know, and then, but I just grabbed the baton and we ran with it, right? So I did this earlier, and I told D earlier that, hey man, earlier I was in the shower and I was thinking, bro, I was brainstorming and so on and so forth. And I just thought pretty much what he's talking about, and I'll give details. I don't know if at the end of the podcast or maybe at a different time, but basically I was telling him that what he's talking about right now, and it's, instead of complaining so much, we need to, if you got enough in you to complain, give me that same energy for a solution.
Yeah, remedy.
Something to at least help, because there's no one solution. And then will you act upon it? Because if all you want to do is toss it in the air, where everybody's got fucking ideas to toss in the air, where's your activist part? Otherwise, you should minimize how much shit you talk. You know, it's kind of like, I don't want to talk shit about the mayor if I don't get my right back to vote, and I didn't play my role in voting.
That's right.
So I shouldn't talk that, because I got to make that move. So I was telling him an idea of what the MMA community should do, myself involved, uniting as one to offer our help to the officers, law enforcement of our communities throughout the nation, and just make a movement to help them be more accountable. If we offer our help, free is the movement, And we do it only under the agreements that the department makes it an obligation for these officers to come train in these different gyms to learn a different level. So there's no more, oh, we don't have the funding. We can't pay for it. We can't. No. We're doing this for free.
Man, that's love, man.
Because we want to, bro, I want to help the situation now.
That's love. And I
don't want
appreciate
to I don't want to just talk shit about what's going on. I you know, I'm a very opinionated motherfucker, and it's because I feel like my opinion holds water, because holds ground. It's because I'm wise. I've been through too much, and I used to talk too much, and then I was too quiet, and then this and that. So, hey, man, 43 years old, I got a good combination going on here. I'm not gonna overtalk my ass. I don't have a alligator's mouth and a hummingbird's ass. Okay, words of T.I. Your mouth writing checks that your ass can't cash. Ooh, that's such a good lyric right there, T.I. Anyways, this is why I'm glad that
and shout out to T.I. because he's definitely being proactive.
Isn't he, right?
Yes, he is.
Isn't he?
Yes, he is.
I love to see that. But then look at that. Great example. Unfortunately, how old is he? Almost same age I am, if not 40. It takes us. Those who find it a little bit earlier, man, they're just that much more special. Because we were talking about earlier, wasting time is something that you and I despise. And I told you that I try not to give people advice anymore. I just say some quick fire shit because I realize, and here it goes again, talking about T.I., you're going to have to run your own head into the wall enough times before you know how much it hurts, and then you decide whether or not you want to stop that shit. And T.I. used to fuck around. He did a lot of wild shit. We all know that. But, man, to get from there to here and to be such a big influence like he is.
Hey, man, you know, at the end of the day, not everybody has a future, but everybody has a past.
That's right.
So shout out to the ones that have both. God bless them. God bless many people that we know. Yuli, God bless yourself. Myself, you know, we can make a difference. And I know you told me off the air, and I'll say it just so that you know that I was listening. You was like, hey, D, I ain't about to be political. I'm not in the political thing or whatever. But it's not about being in the political thing, but it's about being politically aware. And that's what we have to apply ourselves to being. Like you say, I can't complain about, man, y'all voted for Suarez. Why would you do such a thing? Who you voted for? Well, I didn't. Now you have no reason that you can't. You know, enough brothers went out there and fought for it.
Yeah, exactly.
You can go do it. Just apply yourself to learning who's out there to vote for. And at the end of the day, if you say, I got to pick the lesser of the two evils, then do so.
You killed it. I know you had a third one in there that I agreed on completely, but I remember two out of the three. One, and I want to use this as an example. This is why you have to try so many approaches to reach out to people. Because you just said a statement that hit me harder than, hey, I should just do it because it's the right thing to do and there's so many reasons. What you just said right now, first time you said it, hit me harder because of what I've been through. You said, if anything, do it because the brothers worked so hard to get you that opportunity. That hit home a lot harder. That's like a true American who realizes that even though they might not know the fight that they're fighting, these soldiers, don't forget that fucking soldier went out there, put his life on the line, whatever, so that you can do what you do as an American. So when I think about, damn, there was a lot of people fighting to get us our votes back.
Yeah, get our
least,
rights back.
The least I can do is honor those people by getting my right back and voting. And point two, you're right. Even if I don't know which one is the best, choose the lesser evil. That's a justice when it's in its own, you know? And if I know and I believe in, like I said way earlier in the podcast, I realize now through people like yourself, Caballo, and other people that I've had on the podcast and other people that I expect to have on the podcast, I am getting a little bit more politically inclined.
That's great, because you have a voice.
And I think it's my responsibility to give my 2 cents, but I need to do it the right way. I need to know what the fuck I'm talking about.
That's real.
Or not. So when it comes to the national, stage, I have my own opinions. But when it comes to the local stage, I think differently now. And I realize we have a bigger impact, and I want to play my role. So
Man,
I'm
that's
definitely
love.
gonna follow. You know, when we're done and everything, you're gonna help me out with.
Oh yeah, all
follow
day
the whole
long,
thing,
man, all day
and then do
long.
that for sure, for sure, for sure. And again, bro, back to you. That's another big reason why I know that your book is gonna be great when it finally comes out September. Even if it gets pushed, we know that things happen, but whatever. When it comes out, it's a different look. It's a different approach. It's coming right from the horse's mouth, and it's coming from a horse who trotted through that whole fucking forest, you know?
Oh yeah, man.
And not just that, but it's coming from somebody who's keeping it real, but yet people can vibe with you because they hear that you put in your time into this educational part of it.
Yeah, man.
You're not speaking out of anger and just
Nah.
emotion, but you got that.
Oh,
You got that, and you should.
Oh yeah.
You should. You got to have some of that fire,
Oh yeah.
but you're presenting it with an intellect.
You know, they say, forgive and forget. I don't totally agree with forgive and forget. I say forgive, forget, forgive again. Because you're definitely going to remember all of the stuff that you've been through.
Of course, man. There's no way. There's no way. Yeah.
You're not going to wipe that from your memory bank. You know, it's not a movie that they say, hey, take that chip out of him to wipe his memory down. Nowadays, you have to worry about the chip that they're going to put in you to monitor what your memory has. You feel me? So, you know, that's something totally different. We don't want to touch that too much. But just so you know, we're aware.
Yeah, that type of shit is coming too, man.
I mean, let's keep it real. It's already here. Your phone has one, your credit card, your debit card. Everything has a chip. Everything has a number.
Bro, this shit's
Bro,
going
your camera that's filming us, it has a number.
Hey, it's one of those. Here's a good reference, right? Or maybe I'm in my own world because we're like halfway down with the Cavassier, and that's some good ganja.
We free.
Yeah, we're free. The reference about going down the rabbit hole of what we were just talking about. There's all kind of footage. This is some nerd shit. But if you're not, okay, I don't know shit about river rocks or rocks in general. What was that, geology? Or I'm not sure.
Oh yeah. With the rocks.
Yeah, with the rocks.
Yeah, that'd be geology.
I don't know shit about it, but if I see a pretty rock, I want the rock. What's going on, beautiful people? Just want to take a moment to thank everyone out there for tuning in. We continue getting so much love and support and appreciate every bit of it. But on that note, if you're a new listener or simply someone who's interested in following our journey, please take a second to subscribe to our channel or download whatever necessary app in order to never miss a show. Also, why not give us a follow on Instagram at BlackSheep305 and at Gus Villamil. Again, we truly appreciate all the love and support and look forward to continuously giving everyone listening a different perspective. Now let's get back to the podcast.
I know I wanted to tell you, about what's going on with me now.
Okay, do that, please.
So I got out of prison and I went right back into the music. I wasn't as deep in it because I was gone for like 8.5 years. So you have all of these people that were popping. Now it's a new generation. But luckily for me,
and inside it's hard to
determine.
I mean, you're listening to it, but you don't know exactly what it is. You're just hearing the hottest shit because you only got a little fucking Walkman.
Like on the real, when I got in, I got some cousins and stuff that was in with me. One of them had 30 years, and he gave it back. He was out of there in 18 months, the right way. Wow, you feel me? He had a bad situation. Jury didn't see it in his favor. The District Court of Appeals did. You see what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So anyway, they telling me, hey, cuz, you in the music? Man, who harder, T.I. or Jeezy? Man, I've been in. Jeezy wasn't out when I went in. So I'm like, I really can't say. Being in prison, you hear all kind of arguments. Hey, man, who got more money, Beyonce or Mary J. Blige? And, so I just pick up my USA Today and I put the sports section to the side because that's what everybody wants.
Right.
But I didn't. I want to know what was going on with Enron.
Damn, That's the story.
Bernie Madoff.
Yeah.
Bernie made off with all the money. You know
Made
what I mean?
off with it. Shit.
So I wanted to know about this type of stuff. But now I'm out
That
of
made you a
prison.
different breed already,
Oh, man. Yeah, man. So, yeah, I had a great support system, family, things of that nature. But I got out and found out, hey, the little dude I knew, Pitbull, hey, he did all right for himself. He's just not, Mr. 305 no more. Mr. Worldwide. Maintained a great relationship with him. Very good friend of mine. Very, very good friend of mine.
Big shout out to Pitt, man.
So he's like, whatever you was doing that might have been illegal or borderline illegal, we don't do that. Find something that you want to do and I'll help you. Found a whole bunch of stuff I wanted to do. Not all of it worked. But what did work is, hey, I know this music thing, and you know what? I know how to spot talent. So the first thing that he advised me to do was create a company. So I came up with Crossfire LLC. I was doing music videos, documentaries, and I'm on probation for 2 years. So guess what, Black Sheep? I wouldn't even been able to interview you because
I'm a con, ex-con.
And that puts me in violation of probation.
Mm-hmm.
So how can I make this documentary based on people like us, and I can't even have you around me?
Right.
So I put that to the side. Okay, what am I doing now? Luckily for me, got a mind that works. I'm going to find a way to do it. It's my job. Take a journalistic approach. They can't take that from me. 2 years flies by. I pick up an artist from MMG camp, Ricky Rose camp. One Young Breed, go to managing Young Breed. Meeting people through him because they're the younger generation. Meet the younger generation. They like, that's the OG. They listen to me. Guess what? I still have certain people that are relevant. The Jada Kisses, the Style P, all of these guys. And they rever me and they love me. I'm their guy. It's all good. So I'm plugging them with each other. Hey, can you do a verse for me? Yeah, no sweat. The people at 8 and 9 bought the locks down, and they was like, oh, Demi, you know them people? Yeah, I know them people there. I know them. Yeah, whatever. When they saw the relationship, they was like, no, you know them people. And 8 and 9 is a clothing manufacturing company. Matter of fact, I have on one of their shirts right now. Shout out to 8 and 9. They make sure that when I'm doing the podcast and things like that, they keep me right. So they threw a show with the Jada Kisses and the Styles P. And they like, yo, when this guy shows up, y'all get out the way. That's family. But at the end of the day, my family is the 305. And guess what? Pitt remained family, put me in a better situation. I got an artist for you, Leo Brooks, country singer. I want you to manage this guy. You should manage this guy. You should look into this guy. Leo's the best. When y'all hear his music, y'all going to be like, wow.
I can't wait. We talked about this, and I was fired up to hearing it.
Oh, yeah, man. He's so awesome. Along the way, great things happen. You put it in the air, the energy, great things happen when you put it in the air. Was blessed and fortunate enough to do consultation for another young prodigy, 19-year-old kid named Trey. Trey made this beat. Trey is out of St. Pete. And when you're talking about the pain music that Rod Wave does, Trey is one of those people that produces that pain. They could call it what they want. Rod Wave makes great music. I don't know what they talking about.
St. Petersburg, Florida?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Trey Gilliam. Trey made this beat. Young kid done picked up 3-4 gold records this year. Wow. 19 years old. You got people been in this music game 20 years, ain't picked up a gold record. He did the thing from Plies, I'm Not a Racist. That was most recent. He's such a great kid. He has a story. He has to come on this podcast. He was an all-state basketball player. Last year, suffered a bad injury. Now, what do? You rehab and do nothing, or you rehab and do something else. And the something else was, I'm going to keep going with my music. He produces commercials. He surprised me every day. Ain't no telling what he doing today.
And he's still 19?
19.
Wow. That's a little prodigy right there for sure.
Now, what was going on? We was 19 Black Sheep. Hold up. We don't want to film that because some of that stuff just might don't be what you want to hear.
Well, I'm gonna assume, hopefully, you know, that part of the reason that he's in the situation he's in is good guidance.
He has a great father. Me and the father picked up a fast growing relationship. One of his old coaches was somebody that's like a brother to me, and he turned me on to him. The dad and him came down. Fast growing relationship. So funny, another coach of his was another buddy of mine. So imagine I'm in Miami being turned on to somebody from St. Pete that lives in that area, but he's from Miami. And to find out that the next person that they're close to is somebody from Miami that lives in Atlanta, and these are my good friends, and look how small the world is.
Right.
They dropped this kid in my lap and was like, help him. I'm like, shoot, I need him to help me. He is awesome.
So you guys got anything lined up that we can follow, or you gonna update us on something coming up?
Well,
I mean, obviously the pandemic changes everything.
Yeah,
it's been
but we were able to pull off the Leo Brooks thank you video. I'll leave you with that song. The thank you. You know, that's one of the things that more people need to do. They need to thank the people that surround them. You know, these guys travel. So just so you know, Leo Brooks is the bass player in Pitbull's band.
Oh, okay.
But
the bass player in Pitbull's band.
Yeah, he's the bass guitarist. He's the lead guy in the band with that guitar.
Okay.
But he's also a country songwriter, country artist. He looks like me. He's Honduran, so he speaks fluent Spanish. Mom and dad, Hispanic. So when you see him, you think, what's up, brother? But it's more like, you know, how would you say it?
Well, he's from Honduras. Damn, how do they talk? I don't know their little slang, but ¿cómo está? ¿Qué lo que es? Whatever, I don't know.
Yeah.
¿Cómo te va?
Yeah. You know, it's not que belong, que vuelta. It's not none of that. But
you
know, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
So he has an awesome song, man, called "Thank You," and it'll be coming out shortly. You'll see the video.
Awesome.
We have great visuals. You know, Indigo Eyes, the director, directed it. Great job. As we
you know, slowly take it down to the end of the podcast. We got time, but I don't want to miss anything. I hate when that happens. Been pretty good with it not happening, so I want to touch bases on everything. Okay, you had mentioned earlier that you have a new Instagram that people should follow. What's that?
That would be the Freedom Show TV.
So with THE, the Freedom Show, or no THE is in there. It's just Freedom Show TV.
I believe it's just Freedom Show TV.
Okay, Freedom Show TV.
That's how new it is, you know. So
this just popped. So just in case we doubt he's wrong, but just in case it's not Freedom Show TV, try the Freedom Show TV. Okay, they just started that page. The name of the book, we know it's not out yet. We're hoping it's going to be September. In September, we know we have a target date.
Yes, sir.
What's it called again?
The Show, The Real Life Law and Order.
I love that title.
I love it too, bro.
Because it's like two different things. Hold on. The show, but the real life. But we all know Law and Order are some real deal shit. Why is he saying the show?
You got to read the book.
Dig the fuck in. Which, by the way, there's a great story behind that story about how he's gonna publish it. Somebody loved your story so much. They didn't cut ties from the publishers that they're with. It's just that publisher publishes pretty much just sports.
That's correct.
Books. We'll just say that. So,
that's correct.
But he believed in your story so much. He just got so attached to it, and he's not an ex-con of any sort.
None of these.
And he said, "This is an amazing story. This is something that I want to be part of. Can we partner up? Can we do this together?"
That's correct.
And that's the process. You guys are. That's awesome. Shout out to that brother right there.
Yeah, man. Bruno Sessions and one Surge, man. And you know Surge.
That's
Surge
awesome.
is a part of my company. Surge is the manager, one of the managers for Yuli.
Oh, we're talking about Surge, Little Surge.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that part.
Yeah,
So he's part of.
Yeah.
That's
We
awesome.
factored them in because that's what we have to do. He brought us together. So how can we leave him out?
See, that's great that you think like that. You know what most people would think like?
I appreciate it, Surge.
Oh, that's a dirtbag motherfucker. But most people be like, here's your connector's fee. Versus like, hey, how can we do this together? What else? Let's get you involved because we can all do this. We just all need to play our roles, so on and so forth. But again, this is why we have this group that we keep building, man. you know, and Yuli's been such a big part of that, but we keep building it. Now I'm just so like, I don't know what's the word I want to use, but I feel so blessed. You know, now I got you. We were talking about it when we were finishing lunch. Hey man, fuck the podcast. Before it, after it, we can still kick it. We brothers now. You know, let's do our thing. It doesn't have to be about the podcast. We already know where we're at, you know, and I love that about when people share a certain energy, you share common grounds.
That's right.
You know, you just want to try to spread the love, bring the best out of everybody. You say and do things like what you just mentioned. Why would we not involve Sergio when he's the one who kind of put us together, you know? So that's awesome also. What is there anything else that people need to connect to, they need to follow that I might have missed, or no? There's no other website or anything else?
No. That's really it right
And
there.
the name of the artist,
Leo Brooks. That's on Mr. 305 label.
So Leo Brooks, you guys better recognize that name. Get ready.
Yeah.
Get ready for that. You're a young rapper.
The young producer, Trey made this beat.
Sorry, the young producer, Trey.
And I do have another artist that I manage, Chris Daniel. Man, y'all gonna be surprised with this Chris Daniel kid.
So I know that you know talent because you've been through so many realms of it and so many years of it, and then going through what you've been through and then coming out and now doing what you're doing. I think that holds so much more relevance than somebody who hasn't.
Well, you know what? I'm glad that the people stayed believing in me, because being gone that long, it's like, man, what does he know? You know?
Yeah, of course. And you almost can't be mad at them for thinking that.
Right.
But those who care about you need to be like, yo, let me just bring you up to par because you got natural skills.
So two of the people that kept me in the loop was Big Teach and Purple. They were down with Mr. 305 for the longest, and they kept me in the loop. And they was like, this is what's going on out here. Those are my brothers of other mothers. They are my brothers.
I love that you gave them a shout out like that, man. You can never forget where you came from, man. And even if let's say somebody helped you get where you're at, but you had a fallout with that person, but you can never forget that they helped you get here.
That's right.
And I'm not saying that's anything related to what you're talking about, but I know I can.
We
There's people I can bring up who are like, yo, I owe them a lot of props for helping me get here.
That's right.
Unfortunately, they went the other route, and I went this way, and it just is what it is.
Well, with all due respect, every lawyer that I came across that I had a disagreement with, thank you.
Right?
Because without our disagreements and non-understandings and horrible communication, I couldn't have wrote that bestseller.
Guys, I hope you guys out there really appreciate this podcast. We definitely covered something that I know that not everybody has had a experience with. But I guarantee you know somebody who's been through some type of legal issues. And I guarantee you everybody out there, unless, I'm not, somebody who hasn't had one legal issue, even if it was a fucking ticket for speeding, would probably not be listening to this podcast. But if you are, cheers to you. Otherwise, regardless, be considerate as to the fact that this is a really big deal out there. And the fact that you don't gravitate to it completely because you didn't experience it yourself doesn't mean that it doesn't exist and that it's not a big deal. This man has a great story, and for him to have to gone through what he went through when all he did was what he was supposed to do, and then to see the ugly side of the legal world and just get out the way he did and still have this attitude and to do what you're doing, I think is awesome. I try to do that on my own without having to gone through the depths of what you've gone through, and I try to do my piece too because people just don't know, what it is to be there. I appreciate everything you spit out today, bro. I think it's been one of the deepest podcasts that I've had, touching levels that literally hit home, 100% hit home. I haven't met anybody who's really done time like that except for Yuli, and his was a little bit shorter, and we talked about that more on our own, not on the podcast. And you're bringing a lot of light to what people consider very dark, and I hope that people will reconsider when they hear about somebody having an experience with the system and going to prison, especially if they really, honestly, genuinely know that the results should have been differently for all kind of reasons. I think you're going to help open up a lot of eyes, and that's a big deal.
Well, that's good, man, because that's really what I want to do, help educate and help bring awareness to what's going on out here. I appreciate you having me from the bottom of my heart. Like I say, this is one of the first ones that I've done. I've done radio before, but I've never done radio like this. I've never done a podcast like this. And the Black Sheep perspective is awesome.
Man, I appreciate it, brother. I think that we're blessed and honored to have somebody like you on here. I know that we were both excited about doing this podcast for all the obvious reasons. You know, I want to play whatever role I can to just put out this unique perspective of so many people that are out there that don't get, to do it. You are a black sheep in all the best ways possible. That's why this is the Black Sheep Perspective, because we're unique in our own little world that people don't experience. And yet all we want to do is bring back and play our role to bring back positivity and, help us get to a better place. So cheers to you, brother. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. I appreciate our friendship. Shout out to Yuli for putting us together.
The monster.
We know we're going to do this again. I guarantee you we're going to have all kind of different podcasts that I'm going to have you involved in. Guys, you already heard the name, Demi Woody. You got to follow him on everything that he mentioned earlier. Make sure you stay in tune. There's a lot of big things coming from him, from all his artists to his connections to his entrepreneurship, and especially from the book. That's going to be the biggest hit, and there's going to be multiple books coming up after that. So, hey, appreciate all the love and support. Listen, guys, there's a lot of craziness going out there, man. It's very difficult times. Please don't get caught up in the fucking bullshit. Make your own decisions. Question everything. Question everything. Don't just see it on the fucking TV and think that that's what happened. Don't see one video, one angle. See fucking 4 if that's what exists. Do your research. Don't let anybody take advantage of you. Make sure whether it's you're getting a pizza made or a goddamn cabinet or your car checked up on. Do your research, because if not, way too often people take advantage of you, okay? It's been an amazing podcast. Love and peace to everybody out there. Can't wait to see you on the next one. Peace.